Oh, yeah, right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you there.
All right. Hi, everybody. I think where are we? Where are we? Here, hopefully we're in the right one here. So, where are we? Can't find us. Should be here. Oh, I hear Linda's chicken.
Oh, yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so, hey there. Hi, everybody in the chat. Sorry I wasn't here to watch the trial. I listened while I was in the store, and I heard it like through my purse, and it wasn't really good. And so I don't know. I might put a couple of parts on, but I think I got the gist of basically everything. I listened until I went to the doctor. Well, I had to leave for the doctor, which is exactly when they broke for lunch. That's when I left. And then I know they were coming back with the phone calls, and like I said, I had the phone calls playing while I was there. Like through my. Sorry. Okay. I don't know where we go here to the chat. Barb, Marianne. Oh, I'm not in live chat. Hold on. So tired. Elle, Nicole, Deborah, Sunkissed, Carolyn P, Little Lady, and let's see. Okay, yeah, I had my doctor's appointment. Oh, when I told this Zoom, not you guys, yeah. So I had my doctor's appointment. They took blood. I'll get the results of that tomorrow. And she was like, she had a little butterfly and she couldn't get my blood. And I'm like, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. Anyway, so we'll see what the results are tomorrow. She talked to me about also that besides taking Synthroid for my thyroid, my Hashimoto's, and all that good stuff, that there is another replacement hormone which is taken from pork, she said. And we could discuss that. Does anybody here take that hormone that's from pigs? Because she's saying like this, Synthroid is synthetic and the one from pigs is real. And I don't know. I haven't researched it at all. Would I be craving bacon and stuff? I don't know. If somebody here has done that, let me know. But we're here to talk about Letecia. So let's talk about the beginning before I left. So they called Al to the stand. It seems like this is a long time ago. Today was only the first witness. This day has been like so long that I feel like it's been 3 days. Was it just this morning that they called Al Stauch to the stand? I feel like they called him yesterday. Okay. So yeah, that was shocking that they called him to the stand. I didn't think they were going to go right into lead in with him. Sorry, I look like something in a cat dragged and I'm in. I was surprised at that. And what drove me a little bit crazy is that, I don't know if you noticed this, there was somebody that was with the prosecution. Well, I think he was with the prosecution because he was up at the table and stuff and walking around towards the front of the court, that was wearing the same color suit as Al Stauch. And he had, he was bald, just like Al, kind of the same build, same height. And at one time he was up at the court and Letecia went like right next to him. And I thought that was Al Stauch, but it was that guy. Had to have been. So that was driving me a little bit crazy. And he broke down. He talked about how Gannon was born at 1 pound, 6 ounces, and it was a fighter. And he talked about having, Lainey, and then I call her Lainey, but I think it's Lena. And then getting divorced, meeting the defendant. He doesn't call her Letecia. He's not supposed to. He's supposed to call her the defendant. And the prosecutor is not supposed to call him Al. They want it as Mr. Stauch. So he asked him, okay, what I didn't like, I would have had a timeline. because he starts asking him about all of these made up things. There was sexual abuse allegations against his military colleagues, right? Back in Alaska, because he got a job in Alaska. She didn't like it. She was still living somewhere else. She came down with the kids. And then she has this track record of constantly saying that people have either R'd her or SA'd her, or, now this is like sexual harassment. And then she reported it to the military, and that made it really hard on Al. And I don't think Al really believed her. I don't know really about that. It was crazy. And then they said, well, did she also say she had a pregnancy? And I was waiting for this because I can't believe she's such a master manipulator and she wouldn't use that or even really try to get pregnant in order to have something with him, right? So maybe she did and she couldn't get pregnant. So maybe she went to one of those fake sites because he saw an ultrasound. So it sounds like she went to one of those, fake sonogram RS like she did for the polygraph. And she said she was pregnant with twins. Of course. The R rape, sexual assault that happened when she said Gannon went missing and he was abducted, or she was elaborating on the phone call. And at one point I heard him say on the phone call, wait a minute, why didn't you tell me that guy R'd you? And she said, oh, I didn't want to say that again. I don't like saying that again to you. So, and she was just, that's when he was with the FBI, helping the FBI in that phone call that we heard. So what else did we learn? So she was constantly making these elaborate schemes kind of to keep him where he was. And was she more partial towards the little girl? Yes, she was more partial towards the little girl. She said that Gannon had come after her with a knife at one point. That was in 2019. And that's when she said he should go to counseling, but she didn't go to counseling. And the kids were going to counseling. And he said that Gannon liked her. He had ADHD, but he really had a soft spot in his heart for her, as well as for his mother, of course. He talked about like his last words with Gannon, and about they showed pictures of the room and of the blankets and stuff like that. So they kind of went through that. Where did he meet her? He met her at a softball game. They played softball, I guess. I don't know if it's from where they worked or something, whatever. He met her there and had a fun time at first. He didn't have custody of his kids at the time. Her child was older, so they were able to go around. It looks like they ended up traveling quite a bit, going to Mexico. But then he goes, well, you went to Mexico and you guys were always together? Yeah, for the most part. Did she ever tell you about the cartel R-ing her in a tent? What? It was just crazy, the stuff. So I do want to listen to a little bit of that phone call because I didn't hear all of it. I just want to listen to a little bit of it. I don't know how many here heard everything. I think the majority of you guys that are here, you probably heard a lot of it. Sean Sneed, but maybe some of you didn't. And we've got another day tomorrow where there's going to be another phone call, but it's not as long, supposedly. So we're going to start with that. I've already got it up, so you should put your reminders on 10:45. We'll come in here at 10:45 and at least get ready and all set up like we did today. Okay. Now, let's see what we have. Let me go into today's. Okay. So is this it? Oh my gosh, they keep telling me that all of my thingamabobbers. Hold on a minute, I've gotta go over here and fix something. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Okay, so where were we? I think it was over here. Day 2, right? Day 2. Letecia Stauch. Where did you go? No, I can't stay on when you can't find the tab. Okay. Okay, so let's just take a look at some key points. So this is the guy that I mean that looked like Al to me. It was driving me a little bit crazy. At first they had Letecia completely... I can't fix it. Completely hidden. And then they let us see her a little bit. I thought they were not going to let us see her. That was going to... They don't let us see the witness at all, which is weird.
And then 20.
And then his mic was real low today, and then they finally fixed
And
that.
do you even recognize that particular blanket, or was you recognize it, but you don't think it was typically on Gannon's bed?
Yeah, that blanket is one that was in our house somewhere.
That
I
was
just
about
don't
the
think it was a
blanket on
typical
Gannon's
blanket.
bed.
It wasn't his.
Oh, the other thing, yes, the
Was not his.
It was
suitcase.
not his blanket.
That's a big thing. The suitcase that Gannon was found in was one that one of Landon, that's Gannon's mother's, I think it was her aunt that gave it to them. It was a very large suitcase, and that's the suitcase that Gannon was found in. And those blankets were with Gannon in that suitcase. So they did go over that.
Said in that particular story.
Right, and then she also said he had got burned, and that, and then she said that. Well, I said, well, where's everything at? Like all the mess, the blood and everything. She said, well, I cleaned it up. I got scared, and so okay, well, where's the bloody mess, the clothes, the rags, whatever. Well, I disposed of it. Well, where did you dispose of it? It wasn't in the trash can at the house. It was somewhere else, and it was just this long string of stuff.
Okay, so let me break in there.
Sure.
It sounds like the way you're describing that, that's a discussion that you had specifically with her, where you're asking her questions and she's responding to your questions.
Well, there was two parts, and that's why I asked you about elaborating. The first one was just her talking.
Okay. And so, but the last part that you just described, it sounded like you were describing an interaction where you're asking questions and she's answering questions.
Yes, and at this point, Landon was also sitting there talking with us as well, just
Okay.
to clarify.
When you had the opportunity to view neighbors, I guess ring doorbells or surveillance videos, did you see any strange men on those videos going to your house?
So, to clarify, I did, and I was stopped because it was hearsay, but I never saw surveillance of him leaving or not leaving on foot. And I'm sure we'll get to the other surveillance later, but I never saw that. That was just what the neighbors told me.
What I'm asking you right now, Al, or Mr. Stauch, I apologize. Have you had a chance to listen to the contents of this disc?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair and accurate?
Yes, sir.
40, are you up to date on this?
Yes.
Have you listened to the contents of this disc?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair and accurate?
Yes.
51, are your initials and date on this disc?
Yes.
Have you listened to the contents?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair and accurate?
Yes.
52, are your initials and date on? Was that on January 28th, 2020? So
Tuesday, yes, sir. It was Tuesday the 28th, yes, sir.
okay. Who was with you when you went to that Starbucks?
Myself and the defendant. I mean, and then whatever detectives were there. I don't remember specifically. I think there was 2 or 3, but
Okay.
as far as our side goes, it was myself and then.
I missed this part right here. I missed this about a
Myself
Starbucks.
and the defendant had in this general time frame.
Did you receive those on your personal cell phone that is signified by the phone number on the front cover of that sheet?
Yes, sir. To the best of my recollection, yes, sir.
And the number that they are attributed to as to coming from, is that from essentially what you understand as the defendant's phone?
Yes, sir.
The objections overruled. Exhibit 32 is admitted.
If you, I'm not gonna have all of these displayed on the screen, Mr. Stauch, because it would be, obviously a lot of text messages there. But can you flip to January 27th at 2:48 a.m.?
January 27th.
Is the page number
That was the
No, you'll
day.
have to look at the time.
that he
and
went
date
missing.
stamp, so it'll be closer to the front,
January 27th at what time?
2:48 a.m.
2:48. Yes.
Do you see a text message from the defendant's phone at 2:48 a.m. on January 27th?
Yes, sir.
What does that text message say that was sent to you?
It says he is in the bathroom again and blood coming out butthole and he is crying about going to school tomorrow like this. And he is still upset about the candle accident. I told him it's fine and that as long as he was okay, not to worry about something minor we can fix and let's worry about his stomach hurting.
So when the text message in
Now-
your mind says he is,
Okay,
is
that's,
that he is in that
that's
text
not, no,
message?
this is before this
how do you
is
know that?
that early part of the 27th.
Because I don't know if it's in these text messages, but we had discussed his, that specific stomach incident previously.
When she
already
keep him
in-
home
in
from
this
school,
general
but this is
timeframe.
like
Okay.
2 a.m.
So based on context, you were able to determine that, at least from the defendant's phone, is a text saying that Gannon is bleeding out of his butt.
All right, now I remember this a little bit because I was, and then he says, yes, Gannon had some stomach issues, but he didn't think
That
he
had
had
gone
to
to
stay
a
home from
friend's house
school.
and had not come
And he
home.
thought it was weird that she went to a
Same
friend's
thing.
house if he didn't feel good.
She was telling the same story at that time.
Now she's telling him that story. He went to a friend's house, didn't come home. This is 27th of
And
January.
then we talked earlier about you going to the sheriff's office to give an interview.
This
you
I
remember
didn't
that?
hear, I don't
Yes,
think.
sir.
And then you had a follow-up interview at the sheriff's office as well.
Yes.
Did those both occur on January 28th?
Yes, sir.
28th of
When you
January.
went the first time, where was the defendant at that time?
I do not know. I went because,
So,
okay,
yep. So you don't know where the defendant was?
I do not.
Did she go with you to the sheriff's office?
No, sir.
Okay. What did you tell the sheriff's office detectives during that interview?
I don't remember all the specifics. I have heard the interview, but I don't remember all the specifics. I know I was more vague with what I was telling them about mine and the defendant's relationship, because I didn't, this was before I went to search for the black car, or before I went to search for the defendant's car. So I didn't really suspect anything for you. Like I mentioned previously, that black car was really,
About
or
their
the search for
relationship.
that black car was really what changed my mind about what was going on.
Oh, really?
So I was just trying to find my son at that point. I didn't think anything else really was going on. I was just missing. So once again, I don't remember all the specifics. I just remember I was more vague about whatever was going on in my life. So
Again,
What's
just
going
to
on?
make sure that we're all clear, the defendant didn't go with you to the sheriff's office.
no, sir.
Did you reiterate basically the same story that Gannon was missing and had to come home?
I believe it is. Sir.
And it sounds like what you're describing is that you were telling this in a more general sense because of all of the things that you were talking about.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then it was
But-
after that, based on the way you just said that?
What I want to know, and what I would ask him, point blank, your wife, Gannon's stepmother, says your son is missing. He went to a friend's house. He didn't come home. I texted you earlier and told you how sick he was, but he went to a friend's house and he didn't come home. Did you ask her what was the name of the friend's house that he went to? Well, we know that there is no friend's house. So wouldn't that be the first thing that he would say? Where did he go? Let me call them. Get them on the phone. What happened? I want to go over there and talk to them. This is what I'm missing here. How could he not know something was going on right then and there? And say to her, "You're lying to me. Why are you lying to me?" I don't know. I just don't get it.
That you went to look for the defendant's car at French Elementary School?
Yeah, like I said this morning, I left that first interview, went home, checked on the girls, and then went out to search again, to Walmart, planning on going to the game section or whatever. And then it hit me to go look for the car at French Elementary School. Wasn't there, and I didn't get too far out of the parking lot of French before I called. I think I got a hold of Bethel, was who it was, and said, "Hey, something's wrong." And I was actually freaking out pretty hard. And they're like, "Calm down, just come back downtown." And that's when I did the second interview.
So, what was it about?
Yes,
you
he
not
was,
finding
Judy,
the
at that
car
point.
At French Elementary School that caused you to, as you just now described it, to freak out?
Well, two things. It was a flat-out lie, in my estimation. That's
Yeah.
my perspective.
Right.
Because she told me the car was there and never told me she removed the car. And a few other things, and once again, I don't want to get into hearsay, but things I didn't see that people had told me. I was putting all these pieces together, and then that was the first lie.
What about that? Was the first lie? What about the friends? Oh my gosh.
I'm trying.
So, there's a lot here, and obviously we're talking about your son, and understand that this is a stressful moment for you, having to recollect this from 3 years ago. Really listen to what the question is and just answer that question, okay? When you went to look for the defendant's car at French Elementary School, did you find it?
No.
Did that cause you to change your opinion as to, along with other things like you said this morning, as to,
How about, did that cause you to get on the phone with your wife and say, "Where is your car? It's supposed to be at the elementary school. Where the freak is it?"
the nature of Gannon's disappearance?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
When you went to the sheriff's office that second time, so later in the evening on January 28th, did you specifically tell the detectives what you thought was in the defendant's car based on the information you had?
Yeah, I made a statement to them about, they asked me that question, and I just replied with what I thought I was going to find in the car.
What did you think you were going to find if you found the car?
I think my hope was to find Gannon. That was the whole point of searching, was to find Gannon.
So you thought Gannon might be in that car?
I had no clue, but that's what I said to them. Absolutely, yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. He thinks Gannon might be in that car. In that car alive? If he's in that car alive, and he thought that, wouldn't the first thing that he does is call her and say, "Where the freak is your car?" I don't get this.
And then if you can flip in those text messages to January 29th at 7:19 a.m.
Sir, I believe I'm here.
Do you see text messages on that time frame from the defendant?
Yes, sir.
Do you see any text messages wherein you're getting text messages about a rape?
About what?
Rape,
Rape.
You said January 29th, 7:20 a.m. or
7:19 a.m.
7:19 a.m. on the 29th. 2 days
Oh, you
after.
did? Oh, sorry. I thought we did it, Judge.
Who does, Christine?
I don't.
Who does? Do you mean shaky? I don't think you mean
It
shady,
is
right?
always the case with technology, now the screen is black on this computer. So while I'm trying to get this computer up, Mr. Stout, do you remember when it was that you were notified from the defendant about a rape story? I'm not asking you to look at the text messages.
Yes, absolutely. It's in relation to these texts. She was asking me to come talk to her in the bedroom through the text message. As I stated this morning, I was sleeping on the couch. She was in the bedroom. And then I finally gave in and went in and accepted her request to talk. And that's when she started telling the first rape story.
What did she tell you about a rape story?
The first story was, like I said, she had got raped. The person, it was, not just the sexual part, but she had been beat up or whatever. And then Gannon also had been beat up, and he talked about his burns and all that stuff as well. And then Gannon was taken by this person. That it happened in Gannon's bedroom, and that she cleaned up the mess. And I think that was the brunt of the first version of the story.
Okay.
Did she tell you where that rape had occurred?
Yes, sir. I think you were messing with computers, but it happened in...
I was.
Yeah, absolutely. She said it specifically happened in Gannon's bedroom.
Specifically happened again, it's better. And not special.
Did you go into the bedroom and talk to her?
Yeah, but prior to this first rape story, I did, yes.
What I'm saying is, you were describing that you were in the living room sleeping on the couch. I think you said that she was inside the bedroom texting you.
Yes.
Did you go into the bedroom and talk to her?
Yes, sir. Prior to her starting the rape story.
I see, okay. I got enough computers here. What was her demeanor like when you went into the bedroom?
She seemed a little frantic, I mean, that's the best way to put it. Just frantic and, but I don't know any way to describe it. It was just kind of all over the place.
Well, let me ask you this specifically. Did she appear to be crying?
No, sir.
What about her voice inflections? What was her voice doing?
I mean, it seemed normal, not normal, but she was frantic, like I said, and freaking out. So it was kind of rushed, and, she was telling me about how she got raped, allegedly, so.
Allegedly. Did she go to the hospital? Did she get a rape kit?
What
Did
did
he
you
ask
do
for
with that
proof?
information, now that you're hearing this for the first time, that there's potentially a rape that had occurred?
I didn't hear this part, so.
So, 3 specific things. Well, before those, first I asked her to stay in the room that I'd be right back. My mom and my sister had slept the night before in Gannon's room, so I immediately went and told them they need to get all their stuff and get out. And I told them very limited, I don't know what all, I specifically told them, I just said it's maybe a crime scene now.
Oh, maybe.
I think I notified the authorities to some degree, and then I went and got all of the weapons in my house and basically confiscated them and put them in my truck and locked them, made sure I had the key. I think, my one Smith & Wesson 9mm
was
compact,
missing?
I handed to Landon's brother, just for safety and keep it on his side.
That one was missing.
I trusted him. He's like a jailer or a police officer or something.
All right, so let me break in there for just a moment. When you say you went to gather all the weapons, are you talking about those firearms that you described earlier?
Yeah, every single one of them. And I did it in a specific order. I got all the ones that were mine registered to me. And then I went back and asked her, said, I need you to
Who is her?
Excuse me, the defendant.
Okay.
Went back directly to the defendant, said I need the ones that are in her name, which shot the 12-gauge shotgun and one of the pistols possibly. And I said, you don't have to because they're yours, but I need these and I'm gonna put them away for safekeeping right now. And she did, she complied, and I went and put those in the truck as well.
So what was in your mind? Why did you think you needed to lock up the firearms in a vehicle?
Because my first impression was it was a bullshit story, and that something else was going on, and something happened in the bedroom that I just wasn't sure. And I guess it's my military training, I don't know, but safety was the first priority for everybody.
Okay.
So get all the weapons out of the house, put them somewhere safe, and then I went back and talked to her.
What did you do after you put the guns in the vehicle?
I went back and directly went straight to her and asked her to retell me the story.
Who else was in the bedroom at that time?
Landon was also in there.
Landon was in the bedroom
Did the
with
defendant
her?
at that time give you the impression that Gannon was injured as a result of something
Or
happening in the
Gannon's bedroom?
along with this rape?
Yes.
Anything about blood?
Yes.
What did she say about blood on Gannon?
Well, it was involved in the rape and the beatings that they both supposedly took. That there was just blood everywhere. Her
That's
blood
right.
and his
Remember
blood.
the crazy story
Did she
she
say
had
what
with
she had done?
that
in
the
regard to
guy
that blood?
assaulted both her
Yes, she
and
said she
Gannon?
cleaned it up.
Remember the second story or third story? I don't
Did she
know.
describe any blood on bed sheets?
I believe so. I don't want to say specifically yes, but I believe she did.
Okay. I want to jump ahead to January 31st. You remember sharing some text messages with the
January
defendant
31st.
about her coming back to the house, so this would be after she moved out.
4 days
and
after.
to collect
4
things from
days.
the house. Or phone calls.
So let me clarify this. You said after she had like physically moved out or came in and got her stuff and moved out?
Where she had physically removed herself from the house, but wanted to come back and get her belongings.
I just want to clarify. Yes, yeah, absolutely. There was multiple phone calls and text messages throughout those few days. And I remember specifically we scheduled a time for her to come, and I scheduled a time that way I could ensure a deputy would be there to kind of monitor the situation. Because it became very volatile by that point.
Looks like his mother, his
So,
sister, Landon, her
Did the
brother.
defendant in fact come to the house?
Not on that first time. I think it was the second scheduled time, but she did.
Who did she come with?
The defendant came with, herself, Harley came, her mother, and her brother, Dakota Lowry.
What is her mother's name?
Deborah, I don't know exactly.
Okay.
He doesn't know her mother's name? Guys, this is weird. He doesn't know her mother's name.
And I'm not asking you to tell us anything that Harley said, but how was Harley acting during this time?
Very reserved, I think is the best way to put it.
As far as people that were already in the house at that time, not talking about who came with the defendant, but who was at the house, separate from that group, who was at the house?
My brother Les.
Oh my gosh.
Stauch. I think Landon would have been there, and Veronica, the deputy. Veronica being Landon's aunt, to clarify. Whichever deputy, I think it was Berklich, I'm not 100% sure. I was there, of course. I think my sister Becky would have been there as well. Rebecca Lynn. I think that's it.
Where was Lena?
Elena as well. Yeah, Elena was there. Thank you.
Were you watching what stuff was being carried in and out of the house?
I stayed in two main areas, and I stayed in the kitchen for a while. So I did see, when I say traffic, coming up and down the stairs from Harley's room, bringing stuff. And then I went into the bedroom at one point while Tisha was gathering some of her belongings.
The defendant.
And I do remember the deputy followed me in there. He was in there as well the whole time I was in there with Tisha. So, the defendant, excuse me.
So that suitcase that we talked about earlier, that green suitcase, did you ever see that come out of the house on that day?
No, sir.
Did you ever see it come out of the house in relation to this investigation?
No, sir.
Can you be certain it was in the house at that point?
Once she moved her belongings out of the house on January 31st, how would you communicate with the defendant after that?
Through text message, there may have been, And I'm speaking in between the period before I started the pretext phone calls. There was text messages and I believe some emails and possibly some phone calls as well. I don't remember specifically, but any version of those three, I think, were in play.
What about in-person conversations?
I don't believe I ever saw her again after she left until I saw her in the courtroom.
Okay. During that particular time frame, so from January 31st until we started into these pretext phone calls, did the
Hold on a minute, I just have to do something.
statements that the defendant was telling you about what happened again ever change?
Sorry.
Yes, they changed in, yes.
In what ways did they change?
Different people were accused, different.
This is the prosecution, Judy.
Well, I think I'm mixing up some of the pretext stuff too, so I'm trying, I don't know, but yeah, there was different stories told.
Okay.
So,
And so we're gonna get into the pretext phone calls, obviously, and that we'll actually be able to hear those things. What I'm trying to do is, just get into what you're thinking happened based on what you're hearing from the defendant. And so, you said that there were different names being mentioned? That's a yes or no?
yes,
Okay. Do you remember any of those names now?
yeah, I think one of the first ones was Eduardo. Or, yeah, some version of that. There was another name, I don't think it came into play until the pretext, Quincy Brown. I
Okay.
think that's when that came into play.
So let me back up and stop you there. In relation to the name that you just said, Eduardo, that's a yes or no?
Yes.
What did she tell you about Eduardo?
So to be honest, I'm having trouble. I think all the different versions
No
are mixed
sun
together
kiss.
when they happen. So I don't know. I know there was a story that the defendant told me about. There was a man in the neighborhood, a carpet guy.
So let me ask you specifically about that. Did she give you a statement about her allowing a man from the neighborhood that was a construction worker into the house to fix the carpet?
I think the story was she gave him the code. But yeah, somehow he got it in the house.
The question is, did she tell you a story with those sort of details in it?
Yes.
Okay. What was the story that she told you in relation to that?
Like I just said, I think it involved in that specific one that she gave him the code of the garage and he came in. I'm kind of at a loss on that, Mike.
See, he should be doing this more on a timeline.
Did you know anybody by that name?
Absolutely not. I don't believe.
Did she allege that that's the person that raped her in the first time that she tells the story?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to jump into these phone calls, and we're going to have to reconnect our computers for just a moment. That first pretext phone call which is People's Exhibit number 35, previously admitted. Who was on that particular phone call?
It would have been
It's
myself.
not, yeah, it's not tricky.
It's
Yeah,
hard to
what's
follow
on that
because he's not
defendant?
putting
Okay.
it on a
And
timeline.
then
It's-
there's other people that are feeding you information to ask them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this point, I would ask you permission to publish People's Exhibit 35, which is, this is that longer phone call, now in 57 minutes.
Okay, so what I mean,
What you'll need to do.
sorry, what I would do is constantly, every time he says, oh, this is the 31st, okay, that's 4 days after Gannon was reported missing. But he's just not taking it through step by step, like, you know, how did you find out Gannon? Then she picked you up at the airport. She picked you up at the rental car. She, you know, I don't know. He's skipping all around, throws the pregnancy thing out there, but Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the skipping. I want a clearer timeline of when everything was happening.
Yeah. And what I intend to do, Judge, is play it for just a second so we can hear voices.
Now, does anybody know when this phone call is? Because the 31st was the last date that he just said. That was the date she wanted to pick up her stuff. The 29th was the date before that. When is this phone call? Did anybody hear the date on this phone call?
Have Mr. Stauch identify who those voices are, and then just let it play from that point.
How about give us the date and time? Because you have to listen to this phone call and know that she had already killed him. And how many days has it been since she killed him? Gannon. I missed this part when I was at the doctor. What was the date of this phone call? Was it the 1st of February?
After COVID, we would be more adept at our computer skills. It's my fault.
All right. Don't have our technological issues. But it's not mine. I think you have to do this, but,
Well, and also, isn't this the phone call where he was working with the FBI? Isn't that what we're about to hear?
Right.
Yeah, I had to go for my thyroid. My
Oh.
levels are messed up.
Whose voice was that?
That was my voice.
Okay, sorry.
Keisha? Hello? Hey.
Whose voice is that?
That was the defendant's voice.
Okay. So Judge, at this point, we'll just let it play.
But he's not even going to say that this was. I'm so
Why
lost.
didn't you say anything?
Wait a second. Isn't this the phone call where he was working with the FBI? How come they're not talking? I'm so lost. Okay, never mind. This is so crazy.
Yeah, that's it. Hello. Just hard because I have to get service on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So what's up?
Oh, hungry.
You still haven't eaten anything?
She's hungry.
No,
Huh?
no.
Why not?
Don't have any money or cards. Yeah, go back. I want my debit card, credit card.
Who has all that?
They have it from my car. I don't have anything from my car.
You didn't have it with you?
I did. I had my purse with me, but they took my purse and they took my Apple Watch and all that. They took everything I had possession on.
Why did they do that?
I guess the same reason they took everything that was in my book bag and all this on. I mean, they even did the policy order, they took the security card and my purse and And my passport, which is why I can't be at the airline because I have passport.
You're not working at the school anymore? I thought you had the early college thing going on.
Right, they took my laptop. Then they took my car. I called them and said, hey, I'm not going to get to work right now. I'm going to work on that. You have a car back in a day or two. I'm still waiting, and I'm going to get to work. So I got a place out of Denver, and I don't have a passport because I have to have my passport and my crew badge to get on the AITA.
So you still,
They don't keep any of it.
who's no one, like the police or whatever?
I called the evidence department several times and just been like, can I at least get
She's all
anything that deals with my
fuzzy.
everyday life of operating, like my card, my passport. And then the guy was like, well, why do you need your passport? I said, no, it's required by FAA to have it with you at all times, or you cannot even get to the airport, can't do anything.
Yeah, you told me that. I forgot. I'm sorry.
I just want to get my content like that because how am I supposed to work if I don't have any of it?
Yeah, I know.
Place on hold. Please wait for your contact to return.
Hello?
What was that? What was that? What's up with this? No, she's not in jail at this point, Barb. Not at all. That's what I. What the heck?
Hello?
Hey,
What happened?
the Wi-Fi, I don't have a number, so the Wi-Fi just died, so I had to use this Indian dude's number here, phone number here to call you back on because I don't only have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Anyway, so like, I'm not into that stuff. So I'm not trying to purposely not go to work, not do anything. I just need help obtaining any of it to even do anything.
Well, I'm having trouble too because they still freaking got my truck and you know how I have those badges I got to get in?
Yeah.
I can't freaking get into my secure part of my job, so I can't even do what I'm supposed to be doing either. So it's freaking driving me nuts.
So like, the people are fussing at Harley because she needs her high school diploma and she needs a report with her ID, social, and high school diploma. And I'm trying to explain to them what's going on. Like, I just can't get any help because she's supposed to be there every week on base doing stuff.
Her ROTC,
Um,
Hartley.
She leaves in 28 days.
Hartley.
For basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did anything ever happen with that job? That new MLS?
Yeah, the guy wants to talk to her about it. That's why he told her, he said to come in, but we didn't have a way, so we explained that to him. So we didn't have a way. We don't have a way to get on base because they have IDs. They have everything. It's in the book bags, everything.
Okay. What was that thing you said you called? I just popped in my head. CIB or something?
Yeah, you guys, I've tried to talk to you about like help, and I'm not downing or talking about anyone, but they don't need to be the lead agency if they're not going to lead. So the Colorado Bureau of Investigations can even look at it from a different approach. So I called the Colorado Bureau of Investigations and I talked to someone and they're going to call me back.
What did you tell them?
I I didn't say anything bad about anyone. I just said there's a lot of key things that they're choosing to leave out. And I says it's becoming a witch hunt after one person. I said when they're barking up the wrong tree and they're not even following what credible things that I've told them.
Well,
Like they want tips from the public, but the public was not there.
Well, what credible things have you told them? That's what in our emails I'm trying to, and I know you said you were waiting to talk to me and everything, but what is it that you've told them? Because I know we had some, uncertainty about some of the things initially, and that's fine. But like, what is it that you told them that they're not looking at? What is the? Can you walk me through it? I know I asked you for that timeline.
Hold on a second. I can't breathe. Give me 1 second.
Take your time. Just try to get some deep breaths.
Just trying to put the window down on this stupid thing because it's hot. And like I'm having to like run into people I don't even freaking know. They could be mad killers and shit to be like, hey, can I use your phone? Hey, can I sit in your car for a minute? Hey, do you think I could drive your car to the store?
I know
Isn't that hysterical? Do you hear what she just said? She's having to run into people. They could be like bad killers and shite. And she's asking, can I use your phone? Maybe I have to sit in your car. Bad killers, when this is, we don't know what day this is, but we know that it's beyond 4 days. It's past that. I wish we knew what day it was. But she has already murdered this 11-year-old little boy, Gannon. And yet she's talking to him about bad killers. It's crazy.
It's the last one, honey.
Crazy.
I'm starting to feel some heat too. Like I told you when I went to Bass Pro Shop last night, I wanted to get some clothes, but I was trying to hope to run into you on the north end, like you said you were out there, but
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I was just trying to hope to bump into you or something, but I feel like I'm having to hide now. That's why I went and got some redneck clothes, like the clothes that you don't like, because all those nice clothes I have at the house that you got me, I would just stick out like a sore thumb, and I'm just trying to hide too.
I don't know how long you got, but I just wanted to start with you for Saturday what I have.
Okay. Listen, I scooted away for lunch, so probably hour and a half, so we got plenty of time.
All right. What do you mean scooted away from lunch? You don't have a car?
Yeah, I got a rental car. Uncle Jeff helped me out with a rental car, but I just had to get away from all them people, like I've been telling you. It's just crazy. So
You stand by yourself?
me and Uncle Jeff.
Okay, so your Uncle Jeff is there with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been like me with my family members the whole time. So
how long can your Uncle Jeff stay?
I have no clue. It's people been kind of jumping in and out, but
I just didn't want you to be by yourself because I've been trying to be with you because I don't think that you should be by yourself with them because it's a bunch of vultures. That's all.
yeah, I'm not. I'm starting to slowly see that. So, but yeah, let's just do this timeline because I want to hear your timeline so I can try to make sense of it.
Saturday, okay. You said you wouldn't question, you would just listen.
Saturday. Hold on, Tisha. Saturday, what do you mean Saturday? Right before me and Mama left. Saturday.
After you left.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So this is the paper I have. I had to get it notarized because that's what that guy said to do. Right after y'all, whoever found us and took Holly's car, that's where we had left from was the attorney. But anyway. All right. So I'm going to just go through certain things. I'm not going to read it verbatim how he did it because it would be more of in law terms. But, key one, Albert and his mom left for Denver. We put DEN in there. Around the house, cleaned up. G helped with stuff. Helped me get stuff out of his car. Gannon's always barefooted because that was something that he asked me. Even taking the trash out, things like that. He took the trash out. He stepped on something in the garage. So my car parked. You had those boards that were underneath my car, right?
Yeah.
Was going to go help because he was saying that there was some kind of piece out there that was going to help me. You know the little zip ties that you have on things and it's hard to get off?
Yeah.
So he knew where something that to go pop this off. So he was going to go get it because I had bought them some things from the clearance store. All right, so Gannon cut his foot on those boards. We flipped the boards over because we were freaking out because I was like, oh my God, your daddy said don't get oil or anything from your car leaked on those boards. You know what boards I'm talking about?
The one, like the 2x4s that I have, like that you drive over to park in the garage or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
So I let Gannon sit down in the back of the car. You know how funny I am about my car. But also, we just bandaged it up, whatever. All we did was stick a bandage on it, whatever. And I said something to him about, Gannon, you gotta quit coming out here barefooted, which I do the same thing. I take dogs out barefooted anyway, freaking
Yeah.
cold weather.
Hey, let me ask you. Hold on. Wait a second. I'm just thinking here, and I'm going to listen to everything. Just something that popped in my head. He always goes out the front door to do the trash. That's so weird.
But he was helping me unload. Like, I had bought them a bunch of stuff in the clearance store. If you look in the garage.
I got you. Okay, I thought you said take out the trash. I'm sorry.
Let me explain this to you. There's 2 bags that was put in the garage because I had put a bunch of stuff in there. I went and bought them a bunch of crap that went on sale from the clearance store because they were changing over to like warm weather stuff. But obviously in Colorado, you can still wear the cold weather stuff. Which I saw Lena online wearing, so therefore I knew it was in the house. Anyway, so my point was, he was really, helping me out, whatever, just talking to me about something. Who knows what he was talking about? He tells me about video games. I listen, but I don't understand them. Anyway, so he was bleeding on his foot, and we turned the boards over because I was like, oh my God, I was going to freak out, because these are the boards. He said, don't you get oil on my car, don't drip on my car, whatever. All right. So during this time frame.
Okay. This is, again, I didn't hear this because I was at the doctor. But these are the boards. So now these are like 2x4 boards, 2x4 boards that she's driving over with her car, but he's telling her not to get oil or anything from your car on it. That whole statement is bizarre. If someone ever put boards that, first of all, why do I have to drive over boards in the garage? He's making it sound like her tires are on these boards. What the hell is she driving over the boards? It's not making sense. Then he's going to say, but don't get any oil or anything on those boards? Well then, I'm sorry. If someone said to me, drive your car over those boards, be careful not to get oil or anything on those boards. I said, well, what the hell am I driving over those boards for? Because what do you think's going to probably happen? Look at a freaking garage floor. Or where somebody parks a car. Anytime something could leak out of the car. If you don't want anything on them, why are they on the ground? That doesn't make any sense. Okay? But if they are indeed 2x4 boards, that's the board that... See, they kept saying it was plywood that he was on, like a slab. So I'm very confused now at this point. Very confused.
He was supposed to be taking the trash out. I said, you might as well take out recycle, whatever. But Gannon kept going to the gate with nothing. And I kept saying, why are you going to the gate? He was like, I'm going to make sure the gate is locked. Well, okay, this is the first I'd known. I knew we were talking about locking the gate, but I didn't know Gannon had the key. I thought maybe you just had the key yourself, whatever. I didn't know Gannon had the key.
Babe, he didn't, but hold on. He had the key was in our room in the on top of the dresser the whole time. Remember, he kept.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention or
Okay.
remember.
All right.
So he kept going out there with the key and saying that he was on.
Hey, wait, Jimmy. If I told you, if you're backing your car up every day into the garage, and I'm putting some boards under there, and you're backing your car up over those boards, and then I tell you, be really careful with those boards, Jimmy. I don't want anything from your car getting, I don't want any oil or anything on them. Wouldn't you say, well, then you better get them out from under my car because you could have the oil.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, this is such a crock of crap.
Of course.
What she's saying. Okay. Oh my gosh. So stupid.
Checking to make sure the gate was locked. Put it out. Maybe he was, because we had to come out making sure that gate was locked. Or talking to somebody. I don't know. I'm not speculating. I know I got on him about, hey, doing this.
Yeah.
So underneath there was a rug. That rug that we stepped out on, it was a rug. There was blood on it. I had walked on it. And I was like, yeah, we probably should just throw this away and find a new rug to put out here.
There was blood on it. Okay, so now the rug had blood on it from his foot that he cut in the garage because of all the stuff she got in the clearance store, right? Now she might as well just throw out this rug with blood on it. So she's putting that blood all over the place now. Yeah. Okay, good.
So what are you talking about again? So the one in the garage?
Right.
Yeah.
When you stepped down, there was a rug. I said, we probably should just throw this away. I said, because we can always just get another piece or another rug, or I'll go to Dollar Tree and get a rug, whatever.
I got you.
Okay. So that was that. Okay, so then on the next section, it says, I replaced rug, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yep, bam. All right. And then it says, we came in the house, and he immediately ran downstairs to the room. So then I kept going down there, because his door was locked. He said he was keeping Lena out, which, again, I didn't question, because they always get where 1 minute they want to play with each other, next minute they're like, get out. Okay? So then I sat on the sofa to put on the Peloton shoes because I was going to ride the bike again because my friends had said they were going to redo a later time that we could do the bike. Jenna kept coming in there saying, are you going to stay here? Are you going to stay down here? Are you going to stay down here? So I took it as if he was like excited I was going to stay down there and, just be able to run around and do whatever. But then I had to go upstairs and help Lena, yada, yada, yada. So I got on my statement, it says I was back and forth, but came back when I heard a loud noise. So there was a loud noise that happened downstairs. So, of course, I run back downstairs and realized, or so I thought, was a box or something fell over in the storage room. Sounded like something was really loud in the storage room, but I assumed that it was a box. Dan had his door locked, so I knocked on the door. Of course, I'm like, hello, because I hear a lot of noise. And so he opened and said I couldn't come in. And I was laughing. I'm like, why? And he told me he was doing something. I don't remember what he told me he was building. I'm sure it was something about the Toy Cons or Joy Cons or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. Just, okay, he's building something, whatever. But there was a loud noise, and he was in his room. So then he said his stomach started hurting a little bit or whatever, so I told him to come upstairs. I had some special ice cream. I had those Pedialyte pops. I had already went and bought them because I thought, this time of year, this is when I got the cold last year, I'll take them. So I let him take the Pedia pops or whatever, and he took some Miralax. So that was a normal day for Saturday. Like, you were already, going on. You probably already got the plane. We all laid down, yada, 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 right?
She reminds me of Jodi Arias adding all of this extraneous stuff in there, and she's going through some kind of a statement that she already gave or some things that they already had because she goes, oh, in the next section they say, oh, she replaced the rug. So she's getting the rug out of the way. Now she's talking about there's a noise downstairs. She goes downstairs to Gannon. He doesn't want to let her in, but he's playing with something. But then she's got Pedialyte pops upstairs, and then she puts in, because this is the time of year I got a cold. Well, Pedialyte isn't for a cold. Pedialyte is electrolytes when you're dehydrated, which is usually through vomiting or diarrhea. Not a cold, really, okay? Yes, you could have take fluids when you have a cold, but that's not what most people are thinking about Pedialyte. So she's thinking of Pedialyte pops now. She's just all over the place. And she's adding all this filler in there. And the fact that she's even, remembering this, and the fact that he's going along with this because he's supposed to be. But frankly, if this was real and he wasn't going along with this, any guy would be like, what the hell? Just get to the point. My son is missing. I don't, oh my gosh. I couldn't. Okay.
Right.
We're about Saturday.
Yeah. Christopher.
Sunday. All right. Sunday, we talked to you in the morning. Remember I told you, I sent you a few messages, and I was like, hey, we might go on a hike, whatever. Everyone's going to get dressed, Then suddenly we saw the news about Kobe Bryant. So then, of course, that delayed it because I'm sitting on the sofa crying, trying to figure out, like, oh my gosh, Kobe died, is this true? Remember I messaged you, we talked back and forth about it, whatever.
Yeah, I had just gotten to the airport at Lawton when you told me that.
Right. So Gannon hadn't talked at all. I mean, Gannon didn't know who Kobe was. Or maybe he knew from, like, hearing it, but didn't really know who Kobe was. He just noticed that I was sitting there, like, crying, like, oh, my God, you know, like, upset. And we were sitting there talking about it. So I was telling him that, hey, you know, Kobe has a lot of daughters. He only had sisters. You know, Gannon went over the whole, like, I don't want you to think any of this is irrelevant because I want you to think of anything that I say that might have triggered something.
Yeah, right. I'm listening very closely.
So then we were talking about the daughters, and I was like, yeah, he always wanted a boy, but he never could have a boy. He had daughters, blah, blah. So then I let him in on a little secret, which I already told you over email what it was. Okay, I don't need to say it again. You already know. So me and him were talking about that. He was.
What's the little secret that she's pregnant? Is that her little secret that she's pregnant? Her little secret? I think so. She doesn't have to tell him. She said, I don't want you to think that all of this is irrelevant because it might trigger something. So maybe that you remember. Oh, yeah. Right? She's crying about Kobe Bryant being killed then, right? And tells him that he always wanted a boy, but he couldn't have a boy because, like, she's into their, you know, private conversations there with Kobe and his wife. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Kind of like, really? And I told him, I said, yeah, you know, like, I lost a lot of babies. I said, it was kind of hard. I said, you want one thing and it don't ever happen. You know, I felt like I was in a situation to talk again about this because we're over here upset crying about Kobe. And so I was like, I'm telling you because I know that you'll be able to pray and keep a secret. And we were like, you know, kind of being silly about, oh, this is a secret we have between each other. We'll tell Daddy, you know, yada, yada, yada. So we sat there and talked about that for a little bit. So then
I wonder if she was saying that about a secret. This is our secret. We'll tell Daddy. She said something like she's lost a lot of babies and you could pray about this. So it sounds like she's trying to say she's pregnant, it's early, please pray about this, that this baby makes it. But she's also planting the secret. So if there's any text or anything from her to Gannon that might say, you remember our secret, you keep our secret, then she can just say, oh, that's about the baby. That's about the pregnancy.
finally got called into work. So I was like, crap. We had everything packed, ready to go on a hike, had the Getty, had everything. We were going to plan on staying for a while and then go.
I'm sorry I keep interrupting because I didn't hear this before, okay? So I have to keep saying something. She said, we're going to go on this hike and, you know, we're going to get dressed. Who the hell says that? What do you think? You're going to go there naked or in your pajamas? Of course you're going to get dressed. You don't have to say that you're going to get dressed to go on a hike. She's always adding crap in there. Now she's saying Hartley got called in for work. Oh my gosh, we're going to go on this hike. We get dressed. Okay, this is just so crazy.
Okay, dinner. Well, she got called on a hike, so we decided to take two hikes. So this is where all this confusion comes with. Hike, Harley went, hike, Harley not went. So we took the dogs on the hike through the trails in Lorson Ranch. So if you leave out of our neighborhood, go out to the side, go up to the little whatever, you could take the dogs on a trail, come back, yada yada. So that's what we did first. Came back, Cannon had his water pack. I'm sure you saw the pictures online from Garden of God that some other creeper people took. He had his water pack on his back or whatever, so we got ready for round two. So hike 2 was Garden of the Gods. So then it says Garden of the Gods was our hike 2. So we went about 2 miles in, lots of talking about things. G asked me, did I know any of his mommy's friends from Coastal? It was a random thought process. So I just figured he was trying to be curious about it. I said, and did I remember Brian? And we laughed about some new friend named Mike too. So we were just having this conversation about whoever these people were. And I was like, I don't know anybody named Brian. And I don't know anybody named Mike too. I guess a new Mike or whatever. All right, so again, the stomach hurt, and he was, again, the stomach hurt. And most of the night, he had a stomach ache, and he tried to lay down and poop and stuff like that. So during this time, I'm messaging you, which you're probably tired, jet lag, whatever. It's like, hey, again, the stomach's hurting, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
If it happened regularly, you know he would get,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. That's when he asked me about the bath salts. Still, hadn't talked to you about it yet, didn't know whatever. He took a bath, and then I gave him a bath salt, because I thought, maybe he just wants to be clean. You know, whatever. Bath salts, I didn't know any of that stuff. So then, next section. Alright, so then the next section was, I don't remember exactly who took
The next section, she's going over this section thing that either she had an interview or something that she has to explain away. She's got the sections down there. So, and I hate that her voice gets muffled or fuzzy because I really want to hear what she's saying. She said something that's really bizarre when she said they went to she had to explain away. Oh yeah, there was 2 hikes. That's why there was 2 hikes. And these loonies or whatever she called them from Facebook or something. They got that one picture, Garden of the Gods. I guess you saw Gannon's water bottle there. And then she says, when we were hiking, we got about 2 miles in, and he asked me if I knew something about his mommy's friends. So she is saying that Gannon brought up his mother's friends, Mike and Brian, and she was saying, oh, no, I don't know them, because there's probably a conversation somewhere or something about her talking about or looking for somebody Landon's friends with, or I don't know. There's a reason she's bringing that in. It's bizarre.
the bath first. Everybody had their baths. Everybody was doing their own thing. Gannon was like going back in his room. I said, okay. So then here's my next note. All right, Albert had grounded Gannon from the switch. I understand it. He said he was still grounded, but he could get off, the next day. He'd been in his room most of the night. I knocked on the door. He said he was playing with Grayson. I ain't never heard of fucking Grayson before in my life. So again.
Grayson? He said Grayson?
He said Grayson.
Okay.
So in my mind, I thought, who the hell's Grayson?
What is that ringing? That's on their end. What is that ringing?
I didn't see anybody's room. Obviously, I weren't like looking under beds or anything like that. Honestly, I thought, does kids at 11 still have imaginary friends? Or are they talking? Is he talking to somebody online because he's not supposed to have, like technology?
Yeah, right. I said right, yeah.
Giving them benefit of the doubt, I didn't say anything else. I just said, oh yeah, okay, cool. Well, Grace and I said hi. I laughed it off, went off about business, didn't see anything. So later on, I don't know the exact approximate time, but I saw he was on the sofa. And I was like talking to him. I was like, oh, you want to sleep out here tonight?
Oh, what, downstairs sofa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I'm like talking to him about tonight, whatever. He told me that his Uncle Matt was going to visit. Okay, so I don't know who the hell Uncle Matt is. So I was just sitting there like.
Okay, so she's got a lot of new people in here. He's talking about, first she says Al grounded him from his switch. Why? When? What happened? We don't know anything about that. No, it's something on their end, because when I shut their video, it stopped. Then she brings up this Grayson. Who's Grayson? I didn't know they had imaginary friends, she says, so she's brought up this Grayson person. Now she's talking about Gannon's telling her about some Uncle Matt or something, and she doesn't know about that. So she's bringing up all these cast of characters. They're for a reason.
Okay, that's when it dawned into me that he had to be talking to someone on something, because Grayson, I have no clue who it is. Matt, I have no clue who he is. Then I was like, this can't be characters in some game, because it didn't sound like some game characters. I don't know Uncle Matt, and I don't know Grayson. So she was talking about his Uncle Matt was going to visit, and I thought, okay. Again, trying to be sensitive to the fact that I know that he probably has friends, family on the other part of the country that maybe he was missing or whatever. So it says, so again, I was like, boy, yeah, so again, that's my statement. So again, I was like, boy, you need to stay off that TikTok. You're being silly. Because I already told him he needs to stay off the TikTok. He was being silly. All right, so I went upstairs. He was on the sofa to watch TV. I told him I'd come back later with him because he wanted to watch something on the show, but I had to get Lena ready, and I promised him I would let him stay up 30 minutes later. I said, I was upstairs, getting Lena ready for bed, yada, yada, yada. Well, then, out of nowhere, the alarm is going off. It didn't start with anything other than the alarm. Lena had laid down. I had went in the room. I was sitting there with the dogs. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I was doing something on Roku. I hear the alarm go off. So I walked in the living room, hit the alarm code in. And I'm just like, alarm code. And it stopped. So I thought, who in the world, was on the alarm code? Then it beeped again. It kept going. And then it started fire. It was yelling loud, fire, 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 fire. And I'm just like, fire? And I look around, don't see any flipping fire anywhere. So as this goes on, I'm like, okay, put the code in again, it stops. So I'm like, okay, I might get on the phone with AITA because something's wrong with this thing. Remember when we were out of town, the neighbor said she smelled gas and her thing was going off, but then they didn't find anything?
Yeah, right.
So I was thinking maybe it's something to do with this. So that was how my whole process was. So then, at that point, I was like, the carbon monoxide thing started beeping. And I ran in there where Lena was at, and I said, Lena, are you asleep? Because I knew, unless I was under some adrenaline rush, and this is not being mean, I would be able to just pick Lena up and yank her out of bed. But luckily, she hadn't fell asleep all the way. I said, Lena, because I thought I was being crazy. I said, you hear that? It said fire, right? She's like, yes. And so I grabbed Lena, run her outside, run her with the dogs, give her the keys to the truck, throw them in the truck, and I run back inside. Still don't know anything, and then remember, oh my God, Anna. Sorry that for a second I hadn't remembered that because I was trying to still figure out what in the heck I'm fire with that. So I run back downstairs and realized that there's smoke downstairs. I couldn't get. I was coughing and choking and couldn't get through the smoke part. Run back to the garage. You had these little mouthpieces that you could put over your mouth.
Yeah, dust protectors, whatever.
So I grabbed one of those, put it over my mouth.
Mouthpieces, mask.
Downstairs, and when I ran back downstairs, again, I was still asleep, not knowing this was going on.
Okay, this girl says that Gannon was downstairs. Now, her story just... If I was on the phone with this lady, I would just say, stop. Stop it. How is Gannon asleep when you just told me that he was sitting on the couch watching something and you were going to go down with him, but you had to go get Lena asleep? And now she just says when she's running around with the mask on that Gannon's in his room still asleep. She's lying so much it's ridiculous. But she said she put Lena to bed and then she was sitting somewhere with the dog and the alarm went off. And she was wondering, how is the alarm going off? She puts in the alarm code and it's saying, fire, fire. And then it's saying CO2. And she doesn't know whether she has an adrenaline rush, but she doesn't want to be mean or something, she says. So she goes in there and wakes up Lena, gets the dog in her, gives him the key to the father's truck and tells him, get in the truck, get in the truck. Then she goes downstairs into the garage, okay, to get those things, those mouthpiece things. He's like, yeah, so that's a mask, okay. And then says that Gannon is still asleep. Well, when did Gannon go to sleep? Because that wasn't where she left him.
I took the cover. There was a whole bunch under the cover that was inside that little tan thing and Gannon had on or whatever, and I just dropped on him. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. If it was the wrong thing to do, I'm sorry. But I just jumped on it and kept jumping on it, and like Gannon was right in one of the covers. So Gannon did burn his arms. It wasn't bad. It was like a...
What in the heck is she saying? Wait a minute. She's saying there was a fire and she was jumping on... Hold on a minute. There's a fire now? On Gannon's bed there's a fire? And he's sleeping. Is that what she really said?
It wasn't saying anything along those lines, but I should have looked a little bit more depth. Honestly, we ran. So we ran out. I'm sure they got the footage of us. We ran out first because Gannon was
I'm sure I got the footage of us? Where is she getting the footage? Is it coming from a security camera? I don't think so. All right, so where is she using? What is she? She's videoed. I'm sure I got the footage. That's a very bizarre thing to say. Why would you say that if you're telling the truth? I'm sure I got the footage. This is crazy. Okay, this is really crazy.
having his cover, running out behind there because he was cold.
Hey, what time was this so I can maybe tell somebody to look at the footage?
Well, I mean, I told them originally, I don't have access to the ADT now, but I told them
Oh, it is the footage from there. Oh, now she doesn't want to give him the time. But hold on a minute. We missed the part where his bed was on fire.
And it stopped. So I thought, who in the world, was an alarm code?
I want to listen to this again.
It kept going. And then it started fire. It was yelling loud, fire, 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 fire. And I'm just like, fire? And I look around, don't see any footage.
The alarm was yelling.
So as it goes on, I'm like, okay, put the foot in again, it stops. So I'm like, okay, I might get on the phone with AITA because something's wrong with this thing. Remember when we were out of town, the neighbor said she smelled gas and her thing was going off, but then they didn't find anything?
Yeah, right.
So I was thinking maybe it's something to do with this. So that was how my whole process was. So then, at that point, I was like, the carbon monoxide thing started beeping. And I ran in there where Lena was at, and I said, Lena, are you asleep? Because I knew, unless I was under some adrenaline rush, and this is not being mean, I would be able to just pick Lena up and yank her out of bed. But luckily, she hadn't fell asleep all the way. I said, Lena, because I thought I was being crazy. I said, do you hear that? It said fire, right? She's like, yes. And so I grabbed Lena, run her outside, run her with the dogs, give her the keys to the truck, throw them in the truck, and I run back inside. Still don't know anything, and then remember, oh my God, Anna. Sorry that for a second I hadn't remembered that because I was trying to still figure out what in the heck I'm fire with that. So I run back downstairs and realized that there's smoke downstairs. I couldn't get it. I was coughing and choking and couldn't get through the smoke part. Run back to the garage. You had these little mouthpieces that you could put over your mouth.
Yeah, dust protectors, whatever.
So I grabbed one of those, put it over my mouth, ran back downstairs.
She was, okay. Now, this is so ridiculous. She said she was ready to call ADT because something was wrong with the alarm. Then she says she remembers she has to go downstairs. She almost forgot about this. And she was coughing and choking. The smoke was so thick. You telling me she didn't smell that smoke? This is crazy. This is just bizarrely crazy.
And when I ran back downstairs, again, I was still asleep, not knowing this was going on, and there was fire. I I took the cover. There was a whole bunch of tons of cover that was inside that little tan thing and Gannon had on or whatever, and I just jumped on him. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. If it was the wrong thing to do, I'm sorry. But I just jumped on it and kept jumping on it, and like Gannon was right in one of the covers. So Gannon did burn his arms. It wasn't bad. It was like almost like, you know.
The covers were on fire, and that's how Gannon burned his arms. Okay, but remember before this, he was sitting on the couch watching TV. She said Gannon was asleep. He was still asleep. And she just glosses over that his covers are on fire. And she doesn't know, and she's sorry if she did the wrong thing. Who would say that? Because let's say there is a fire, and you do put it out. You don't say, I'm sorry. If that's the wrong thing to do, I'm sorry. You might say, maybe that's not the textbook thing, but at least the fire was out. If it's the wrong thing to do, I'm sorry. Why is she jumping on it? Is that maybe because she's going to say she was jumping on him and that's how he got bruises? That's how he was hurt? She was jumping on him? Yeah. And his arms got burned. This sounds like way more than a candle incident, right? This is a fire now that burned his arms. So, for all intents and purposes, he should have been taken to urgent care, right? If he had burns on his arms, he should have been taken to the emergency room. Okay.
You get a little bit of oil on it, and it's just like underneath the skin, but as long as y'all peel it, it's fine.
Yeah, but hey, Tisha, which arm was it? Both arms or like this inside? I mean, but like how was it? So, because I remember we talked about that before a little bit, but we never got it.
I feel like it was across the arms. Like I feel like it was, and I told the investigators this. I said, and I don't want to skip to this part, miss this part. But remind me that. Say this later. I told the investigators later that I said I probably should have looked a little more in depth at his arm.
What if he's hurt? Yeah.
Because it could have been, you know, like he wasn't complaining like, oh, it's hurting. He wasn't saying anything along those lines. But
What was he saying in the video? He was saying something along those lines, and she doesn't look. She goes, oh yeah, you know where it's blue, but as long as you don't peel it, you're fine. What the heck?
should have looked a little bit more depth. But honestly, we ran. So we ran out. I'm sure they got the footage of us, me running out first, because Gannon was grabbing his cover, running out behind there, because he was caught.
Hey, what time was this so I can maybe tell somebody to look at the footage?
Well, I mean, I told them originally, I don't have access to the ADT now, but I told them because the ADT said it had an alert for fire. So I would imagine whenever that alert went off from ADT, it would have been within that few minutes.
Yeah, like, fine, I got you.
15 minutes.
Hey, tell me about it. So I'm really concerned about these burns because, you know, he's freaking hurt. Like what? What were they big? Were they small? Like what was it? Was it from the candle wax or what?
Let me get to that part. It's not going to worry you in a minute when I get to that part.
Okay, because I'm freaking out right now because.
I understand. So when he runs to the car, he runs in because I'm running. He's running behind me. I jump in your truck. Always jumping in your truck because the keys were laying there.
Okay.
I jump in your truck. He jumps in on the driver's side. He's screaming, crying, whatever. Lane is in the back seat with the two dogs. We turn your truck on, and we drive the hell off. Don't ask me why we drove off. I was freaked out because I was like, oh my God, like.
I'm sorry. You don't call the fire department? Doesn't your alarm system, if you have a fire, doesn't it automatically call the fire department? Ours does. Okay, so isn't the fire department then on their way? Or at least isn't the alarm company going to call and say, are you okay? Is there a fire there? Do we need the fire department? If there was a fire in the house, wouldn't she call somebody? She just drives the truck away from the house, let it burn down. Burn, baby, burn. Okay, this is bizarre. This is so bizarre.
It was the carbon. It was the smoke was more scary and terrifying than actually the fire. So
Okay.
The smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Where is the smoke from? Call the fire department.
what we did was we drove around the block, and I kind of had to be like, okay, what do I do? A, do I need to call the police department? Does anybody need medical attention? So then,
Yes to both.
back in the house, Lena's freaked out. I put Lena in our bed. I said, Lena,
So,
Okay, wait a second. She didn't call. Oh, we drove around the block. I thought, should I call the police? Does anybody need medical attention? Yes to both, I say. But then, one drive around the block. Okay, kids, we're good to go. Let me put you back into bed. Are you kidding? She didn't have the fire department or a CO2 reading done in the house? She went right back in and put the kid in bed? What the heck did they run out of the house for? This is so bizarre, beyond bizarre.
so you drove around for how long and then came back?
no, I drove around the block. Like,
Sorry. I didn't hear that. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
yeah, I drove around like the block, like Wando, that area.
Yeah, I know.
Pulled back up in the truck. You didn't have much gas, because I hadn't put gas in your car yet. You didn't have much gas.
Right.
My process of driving was thinking, oh my God, like, I was in shock. So I put back in the driveway and parked. We all get back out, go inside. Lena's freaking out, crying. We're both, Lena and I are standing there, looking again. At that point in time, I didn't see anything on his hands, arms, or anything other than.
Okay, Lena is 8 years old, right? Lena's 8 years old. Did Lena remember this story? Did Lena remember this story? That's very interesting.
Take your hand while you're holding your phone and look on the inside where the edges are. Right there have little bubbly spots. Okay? So they had bubbly spots on both sides of his arm. And I think that was from when he grabbed the cover and I was trying to grab him up and he came down with me.
Okay, and I'm sorry about something else. And I'm sorry if this is going to come across rude, okay? If this woman is trying to say, and we heard it through Al's testimony today, that she was so much smarter than the principal or the people that worked in the school, and she's, a PhD according to her. Number one, it had bubbly spots. Bubbly spots? She sounds like she's 3. Wouldn't most people say blisters? Bubbly spots? Fluid-filled blisters? And the other thing was when she was talking to Gannon on a recording where I think it was purposely made, and she said, how did she say again? So that she used a double negative, and I'm trying to think of the exact sentence. She said something about with the landlord. So the landlord, don't throw us out. What'd she say? But it was totally grammatically incorrect. I can't think of the sentence she said now. But this is supposed to be this very well educated person, right? Very well educated. Bubbly spots.
With the cover, because he was like latched onto the cover.
Yeah.
And I was trying to grab the whole cover to put out the fire. So, from the inner parts of his arm, had these little bubble spots.
So you said both sides, or is it just the inner parts? I'm just trying to, because this might be key information.
Like, both sides, left arm, right arm.
I got you. Okay.
She just said something to him about looking at your hand and looking at your thumb. Now we're back to the arms again.
Okay, so both sides of both arms?
from what I remember, both sides of the
Yeah.
arms, because he had, when Galen was laying down, I grabbed him to get him up. Okay, because I remember it was that,
Oh, God.
one of the covers.
She remembers all this, right? But she doesn't remember where the blisters were, where the burns were, where the injuries were, right?
I grabbed him to get him up, whatever. He gets in the car, whatever, we're talking, he's explaining to me that he thought I was coming and he was grounded from the switch. So he thought I was coming, and when he thought I was coming, he knocked over the candle.
Okay.
Because apparently he was playing the switch when he should have been playing, which is fine.
What is it? But he had the candle on the couch, I guess, right?
No, he had
Uh-huh.
sitting on some kind of little, that little white thing that was sitting next to the couch.
Okay. Oh, I got you. I got you.
I don't know if the candle fell over. I don't know. I know that when I got there was a fire, and it was on his cover. So I was trying to rip the cover out of his hands to get him up, and I jumped on the fire. They have pictures of where the burn marks on my elbow where I jumped on the fire. So we get in the car, and he's crying and screaming and telling me he's sorry and he don't want to get in trouble because of the switch. He was on the switch and he shouldn't have been on the switch. And so we drive around the block, and I'm like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Honestly,
Now, was he in his bedroom or was he on the couch? She said he was sleeping. Okay? So, he is playing on the switch. He thinks he hears her coming. He's trying to get away. And he knocks over a candle. But she said he was sleeping. Was he sleeping on the couch? Was he sleeping in the bed? This doesn't make any sense.
I flipped and lost my mind. Because I thought in my mind, like, had I not gotten downstairs when I did, had I not heard it, or the alarm system, or covering outside, or whatever, if I would have hit that couch, I don't know that I could have gotten again. And that was my biggest thing that my brain was sitting there, like, freaked out on. Come back inside, Lena's terrified. I said, Lena, I'm laying in the bed. She's laying in the bedroom. And I was like, he doesn't want to go back to his room. I said, okay, will you lay in Lena's bed? He said yes. He started to say he was cold and had a little bit of shivers. And so I was like, Gannon, I took him and put more clothes on top of him now. Even on me, whatever. He didn't take his clothes off to go through anything, but I asked him, was he hurting? And was anything else, whatever. He told me it was just his arms. So I didn't see anything that would have thrown a flag that I had to be like, oh my God, emergency or thing like that. I didn't see anything like that.
But if his arms was bubbling, that's not an emergency?
Well, it had no skin, like, it was just like underneath. It had no skin or whatever.
Okay. Alright.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, let's evaluate the situation, tomorrow and see, or whatever. It wasn't burn marks like carpet burn or like, anything like that. It was bubbly. And I told them from that, I said, I honestly probably could have, got him in the car and said, hey, can you just check this out to make sure? Because in my mind, in his arms, I didn't see it as a bad thing. I just knew he was like, it's not hurting. We put aloe on it, and I assumed, okay. So then we put on the long sleeve shirt on him because he said he was kind of cold or whatever it was. He lays down in Lena's bed. Lena sleeps in our bed. Charlie comes home. I go in, and I'm telling, like, I already prepped Charlie for what was going on. I was like, hey, don't panic when you get here. I was like, there's smoke, I'm smoky, get in, this house, yada. I know it's
She tells Hartley, hey, don't panic when you get here. Just, we had a fire, probably carbon monoxide poisoning. Everything's good. Gannon burned his arms. I jumped on some flames. I burned my elbow. I have these burn blankets and all this smoke I was coughing on. But I just drove around the block one time, came back in, and it's all good. Everything's good. Now don't be afraid.
scared to go to sleep, so we both went in there and checked on again. We went in there, we gave him water, and lay in his bed. We gave him water, we set him up, we got, you okay? He was more scared of anything. And so I can, of course, I was like, what, someone said something because I said soap couch. I wasn't talking about soap couch to fix the daggone carpet. I was talking about, like, I would get rid of that couch and get a new couch. Don't panic, right? My point was, honestly, I wasn't even going to tell you because I was like, Galen was scared of me and grabbing the chair. And I was like, I'll find a new couch. We'll fix the couch. We'll replace everything in here. Don't worry about it. And that was.
Don't worry, she's gonna fix it all.
You didn't do it on purpose. You didn't purposely do this to hurt yourself or hurt somebody. We will fix it. And that's how it ended on Sunday. So,
She's a peach. That's how it ended on Sunday. She is such a peach. Don't you worry about it. I've got it all under control. Please don't worry about it. We're going to fix this up. Think I might even get a new couch. Yeah, I'm going to get a new couch. I'm not even going to tell your father about it because, not even telling him. Don't you worry about it. And that's how we ended Sunday. She's got it under control.
He was still upset. He was highly emotional about the situation. It was hurting. So that's where we were at with Sunday.
Okay.
You give me 1 second to pee.
Yeah.
Give her 1 second to pee. Unbelievable. What she's really doing is racking her brain. Bubbly spots. Can't even. Bubbly spots. I cannot even. Bubbly spots. Hey, Chada.
Okay, I'm back.
Right.
Alright, so,
Hi, Liza Ward. Haven't seen you in a long, long time.
we got a few times. He said his stomach was getting worse. Should I go, Jed? I messaged you, but you were already asleep. And I was like, hey, Skinner wants to know if he can stay out of school tomorrow. He's scared of pooping in his pants. I think if I were still asleep, you might didn't get it until the next day, which is not your fault, my fault. It was time zone and tiredness and whatever.
Yeah.
I stayed up with him a few times in the bathroom. I was like, okay, I wrote you back. I said, I'm just going to make the decision. Again, I can stay at home tomorrow. Because he is so terrified.
He's terrified of pooping in his pants.
The next morning, I called the nurse's line. And I asked the nurse's line about his stomach and giving him Miralax and yada, yada, yada.
You talking about the TRICARE nurses line?
No, the urgent care nurse's line right in front of Fountain and whatever that road is.
I got you.
So I called them and I said, hey, I know typically people are constipated, you give them Miralax, yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
He has blood coming out of his pumps. And so they just basically explained to do the best she could to get him to pass, and if not, then we needed to call our care provider, whatever. He started beating me up over that, saying you didn't need to have a referral to do this. That wasn't what I was trying to say. I was trying to make the point of, does the boy need to have, anything done, or can I just give him, an enema or something like that? Because I already talked to him about that. So if this don't work out, you want me to give an enema or something, because there's a big old turd he's trying to get out.
Yeah.
So then, that morning, I said again, I'm going to stay at home with you today because I don't want you to stay by yourself. And remember, when you go again and stay by yourself, he's been responsible, whatever. But in this state,
Unbelievable. She's talking about to leave him by himself. He's very responsible. She just said there was a fire in the house last night. But and now she's going to say, but in this state, you can't stay alone.
And in his state that he was in, not feeling well, stomach hurting, bubbling a little bit here and there, to be embarrassed, I made a decision that it was not okay for him to stay there by himself if he was sick. If he's on normal terms, taking care of his sister, playing his Switch, doing his thing, then that's fine. But I said, again, you're going to need to go with me. I said, there's a few things I need to handle today. That's too hot. And I a touring mic, and I said,
Yeah.
"Look at this touring mic or whatever."
And that was Monday? Hey, so did you give him Miralax or the enema or anything like that? What else did you give him?
I have in this notes what day I gave him Miralax.
Alright.
She got her notes.
Trying to approve.
Wait, she got it in her notes. Hold on.
It was the bath salts day.
Oh, bath salts day.
To Saturday. He had Miralax on Saturday.
He had it on
Yeah,
Saturday.
there it is. I gave him ice cream and said it had special stuff. Because I was telling him it was really those like Pedialyte ice cream.
Yeah, right.
She's calling
Yeah.
Pedialyte bars ice cream. There are no way you like ice cream. They would just take a
So, hold on,
popsicle,
let me-
like a
I'm trying to
popsicle.
just- Cause, obviously I'm very death about his little arms. Did you ever cream on or give him anything for the pain or did he pain medicine or anything like that to help him?
Pain medicine, because I don't have any pain medicine to give. What I gave him was the aloe that I got him, that green aloe. We even made like a little silly joke about it because he wasn't hurting. Remember how I was wrapping stadium in the little thing?
1 minute she says he's not hurting. The next minute she says he's hurting. And now she's always making little silly things. You get it? She's silly. She's such a silly person that stabs you 18 times, cracks your skull like an egg, and shoots you 3 times. But she's so silly. Such a silly girl.
Yeah.
I wrapped it around his arms too.
Oh yeah, the little bandages or whatever.
So I put the aloe, the green aloe on it, and I said, "You can, what do you like say?" And we laughed about it.
Yeah.
Laughing about it, being sick, yes, it hurt a little bit, but being silly about it on his arms. So that,
So you didn't give him any like children's Tylenol or anything?
I didn't give him any kind of, he wasn't saying that he was hurting in any kind of pain.
He was saying it.
To give him anything at all. And if you feel like that would have been a lapse in judgment on my part, then I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I'm just trying.
She's always making it. Well, if that would have been a lapse in judgment on my part, then I'm sorry. If I shouldn't have jumped on those burning blankets, then I'm sorry. If I didn't do this, then I'm sorry. She's full of apologies, isn't she?
I just sort through it. I know how both of them are about, every time they scrape their finger or something, they want a Band-Aid. So I would have just assumed that if his arm was all bubbled up.
Hi,
Did his arm
Lisa.
stay bubbled up like until the next day, or was that did that go down that night, or how? Like that's worrying me too.
So, to get to the next part, Gannon started to kill him.
Like when? When did he start to kill it?
Gannon started to kill it because I guess he was either asleep, I don't know, anxious. I don't know. Monday, he started to kill him. Like,
Okay.
kill his skin.
Yeah, like Monday morning or whatever.
Again, I swear to Jesus told detectives this. I said he started to kill it. When he started to kill it, it had like, I don't want to say like, gooey stuff or whatever, but it's almost like it was like popping it type thing. And I said,
Oh yeah, like a blister or something. Yeah.
I said, listen, if it gets worse, we're gonna drive straight. And I was already
She doesn't know how to describe the fluid like in a blister. This is crazy.
plan. That's why I didn't go to school. I said, if it gets worse, after I put all that stuff on there, whatever. I'm not that type of person.
Hi, Diane
where
Ellis.
Something happens to me, let's run to the hospital.
Hi, it's
You
me.
never had that conversation before where you would say, like, every little thing later ran to the hospital. I was trying to evaluate it to see if he was talking fine, normal, acting normal. I didn't see at that point in time that he was under any kind of pain.
I got you.
Or say that to me.
Okay, fine, all right.
After lapse in judgment on my part, I apologize. But he
Here she is again. That's a lapse in judgment on my part. Apologize.
started to peel it because, obviously he starts to peel things. So along with peeling that, he started peeling his fingernails. So, and I like that morning, I sent you a picture of David laying in bed on Monday morning. To your phone.
Yeah, right.
And it was laying in the bed, whatever. I went back in there, checked on him, gave him some.
Now, she doesn't tell us how Gannon, who was sleeping in Lena's bed upstairs, at what point he goes downstairs and is sleeping. Isn't that funny? Isn't that bizarre? Isn't that bizarre? And why did she lie about the friend? I guess we don't ask her that yet. But why is he sleeping downstairs on Sunday night? And then she says on Monday morning, she sends him a picture of, I thought the smoke is thick down there. I thought he was sleeping in Lena's bed. This is so crazy.
More water, made him drink some more Pedialyte, because he wasn't eating because he was so upset. He said, that's when I noticed he started peeling things, like on his arm. And I said, and at that point in time, which I told you, like I told them, Janet had blood that was on his arm and on the side of his wall. I guess from sleeping through the night, whatever it was, peeling it.
Well,
he turned it back.
now we know, okay? The room that he didn't sleep in, because he was in Lena's room sleeping, but apparently he can be in two places at the same time, and he was also in his room downstairs sleeping, at which time he was peeling his arms. Now, blister doesn't bleed like that. A blister will ooze. A blister will leak out that fluid that's inside it, but it's not blood. So then she has to add he was pulling off his fingernails. And that's going to explain the blood.
Down to his room after Lena decided to go back to bed.
On the side, you said on the side of his wall? You never told me that.
Oh, okay, now listen to this one. Now she just did explain how he's down there. Lena decided to go back to her bed, so he went downstairs. Well, wouldn't she say, no, 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 he can't go downstairs. He's got all that smoke, right? Oh, no.
No, I told the detectives this.
Oh.
You never talked to me about this.
Okay, fair, fine. I mean, this is new. I've never heard that before, so now I'm even more worried about him.
So they should have told you this. So then I went in there that morning and sent you a picture. I said, Kevin, why do you have blood on your wall? It wasn't a lot. Don't panic. It wasn't like.
Oh, so it wasn't like a lot, like all over the place? It was just like little streaks or something? Oh.
I said, again, says, did you peel those things? Yes, he did. I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to rebandage your arm. I said, and if you're feeling bad or it starts bleeding, you get a fever, anything like that. I said, as soon as because I was going to go talk to the man about the bike.
Right.
He said, you have to go there first. You want to go to the hospital now. Of course, maybe I shouldn't have asked the kid that, but based on my judgment and what I was feeling with him, I didn't think that he needed to go right away. We went on about our business. And I said, if you start to feel any pain or hurt or whatever like that, we'll just shot it to the base. We'll explain to them what happened with the fire. We monitored it through the night. So on and so on. That was our intent. That was the plan the whole time. Everything. Nothing away from doing that at all. And asked me questions. He was just like, why does it happen to me? Why do I always get hurt? You know, he had hurt his foot on the boards outside. I said, yeah, we're going to figure all of it out. Don't worry about it. We will replace it. Okay? So Monday morning, after all this, I was like, yeah, we're going to go find, which I probably should have said to him that he would have known that it was on him. But I said, we're going to go find someone to replace the carpet. Says, and then we'll get a tag, we won't worry about it, we'll monitor your arm through the day, yada, yada, yada. So we're going to get coffee, just hang out. And I said, there was some things I need to get for the pet store, and we need to go meet the guy outside. And it was, that's the reason we drove the truck, because if I end up blocking the bike, I was going to put the bike in the back of the truck.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And also knows that when we left, we took my softball bag, Charlie's softball bag with that, stuff like that in a helmet because I was asking him if he wanted to stop by and look at those hockey skates. So we took any of the old equipment that I had and we loaded it in the back of the truck, which was the long piece that I got.
Yeah. So you took Harley's bag?
Harley's bag, because she don't use that.
The little book bag, the softball bag. That's
Okay,
like a book
now,
bag. Oh.
now she's getting rid of the duffel bags. Okay? So now she's getting rid of the duffel bags and things. Wonder what really went into those duffel bags and where they went. Does she have a receipt for bringing that sports equipment into some kind of consignment shop? Or did those duffel bags hold something else and are gone?
It's funny because they did like trays, whatever.
Yeah.
You were going to surprise later when she got home if I could buy her 2 new things of skates or hockey skates or whatever. Cause
You talking about play against sports over there that we went to?
that's why we were so far downtown.
Oh, gotcha.
Alright, so that was our plan for Monday. Go to play against sports, get some coffee, we need to get gas, and we were going to monitor his arm along the way, go check on the thing about the guy.
Right.
So we go to, drive around. I think we went to Dunkin' Donuts first, and then the gas store, or it might have been by the first.
Like over by our house, Dunkin' Donuts.
Went to the Donuts by our house. Dunkin' Donuts shared lady already released a video of us going there. You can see my arm reach out the window, grab. Sorry, I didn't mean to say this, but I'm just over all this. Grab the coffee out the car. Then I turned around because I was about to get a frappuccino, but he said he didn't want it. So then we drive off from the Dunkin' Donuts. So then we drive from the Dunkin' Donuts and we go up. Turn 87 somehow, but made the turn on 25. Needless to say, I went to the bottom.
You mean 85?
Yeah, 85, 87. Yeah.
Oh, okay, alright.
I went up towards Nevada, which is where, like, Holly gets her eyelashes done, that type of area.
What, like wait, you talking about past Walmart and all that? Like not towards Fountain, the other way, right?
Where
Okay.
the roads? Okay, remember when we went to the recycle right before and the road split?
Yeah, way down there close to, okay. But that's towards Walmart turn. Yeah, okay, I got you.
So that's the route that I take, which I'm sure they have, because I'm not having anything from the GPS that I took. So I went that way first, and I realized I was like, oh crap. I was like, I probably should have gone on the other exit, because I really didn't know. Not lately, I'd be trying to find my way around, like, what exits to get off of, things like that. So I get off, and realized, like, oh, this is the way to where we went to the recycle thing at.
Let me guess. If she made a mistake, she's really sorry, but she's trying to, get used to finding her way around.
I just kept driving and ended up making a curve and turning you back to 25, Nevada, and all that. And I was like, oh, there's the Petco. We're going to go to PetSmart, or we had a Petco, so whatever, same thing.
Petco, you went to Petco like way over there?
That's the only Petco there is.
I don't know. The only one I know is the one we went to by Target that one day.
I know Holly's work.
Yeah, that's PetSmart though, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I got you.
was going to go to PetSmart, but I went to Petco.
I got you.
We go to Petco, and walk inside, Gannon wanted to stand in the car and play in the Switch. He was like, you want to stand in the car and play in the Switch. Again, Colorado law is he could stand in the car at 11 years old.
Oh, he took
Colorado-
his Switch with him.
Listen to what a law-abiding citizen is. Colorado law says he can stay in the car alone at 11 years old. So she's okay. She didn't break the law. Keep in mind that this woman that's on that phone call has the little boy Gannon that she's talking about. She has killed him at this point. She stabbed him 18 times, broke his head, cracked it like an eggshell, and shot him 3 times. But she wants you to know, Colorado law says he can stay in that car at 11 years old playing that Switch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. He had his Switch, playing his Switch in the back of the car.
Talking about the truck, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, in the back of the truck.
Okay.
So So he was playing the Switch in the back of the truck. Well, within the first time and yada yada yada, I was going in because Sadie is having like I don't even know what it is. She needs to get her bed paperwork so I can give a shit. I didn't know girl dogs have like periods or like stuff come out. I didn't know this. So I walked in.
This very educated PhD. You know, dogs have their periods or something like Sadie. I've got to get her paperwork so I can get her checked out at the vet. You know, they have like stuff come out. Stuff come out? This is bizarre.
All these little pads that they had. And I'm like looking at them, whatever. And I set the phone down because I'm like, my mind is so blown that dogs have this. So I'm like looking at it, freaking out, thinking, okay, should I get these?
How long has she had this female dog that she has? Her mind is blown. Her mind is blown.
The shit's caught a pit, but then maybe it's just something weird coming out of her body parts or something like that. Whatever, maybe. So then, go back up to the front, look around, I look out the door several times, and these people I know have said, she was suspicious looking out the door. I was looking out the front door just to make sure nobody...
She is catering to everything everyone has said on social media. She was suspicious looking out the front door. She was suspicious. The people there said she was suspicious. So she's saying, oh, I know. They said I was suspicious looking out the front door. The reason I was doing that is this, right? But she went in there supposedly, allegedly, because the dog has this stuff, but then decides not to get anything because maybe it's not that because she's so blown away and maybe it's some other stuff coming out of this dog.
He was at the truck because Gander was in it. That's all. It was just, he was in the truck, and he needed to get out pee or, whatever. That was the only reason.
The only thing she was looking out at in that truck was Gannon. That's it. Gannon. Because what if he had to get out and pee? That's all.
And I kept walking back to the freaking front door just to make sure he was hot. He was in the truck. So then I get 3 outfits. God forbid I got 3 outfits and only had 2 dogs. Because, of course, this is what these people talked about. I got 3 outfits, checked out, logged out, got in the car. From there, we were going to go to the plane again for
But wait a minute, why are you so... I'm kind of confused, because, like, you said you're worried about him getting out, but, like, we've gone to the gas station and, like, he's never tried to get out of the car. So what was... I don't know, maybe that's nothing, but what made you freak out that day?
parked in the front row. I was parked a little bit off, so, like, if he get out, needed the bathroom, or he was looking for me, or whatever.
Okay, all right, yeah. I was just... That kind of was weird, because, like, he's usually... he does what we tell him, stays in the car. But anyways, go ahead.
Hey, not Albert. Exactly, he does. Just like I told you, he could have stayed at home on a normal basis. But he was at Illinois.
Yeah,
fine,
I got you.
Or if he had to poo, whatever.
Yeah.
Just trying to be a good parent. That's it. It wasn't no.
I know.
Looking in the car.
I got you. It just was weird that you said that, but it's okay. I'll just go ahead.
I went on. Got the thing checked out, left. I don't remember if we were stopping at another store in between there or what. We were headed to go to the Planet Against Sports, and we were headed to go talk to the dude about the bike. Well, they had my phone, so they can see that the guy right back by the pictures, and I was asking about prices and yada 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 yada, and I was like, I didn't want to go to the man's house with the night, without I wanted it to be legit, got in the car and all that had me in the car, got Gannon in the car. So I thought, I need to make sure this is legit. So I'm like, send me a picture of the bike, can you call, can you whatever. And he wasn't acting like he was wanting to give me information that he could meet me in a safe spot to go look at the bike.
So you weren't going to go to his house or something? He was just going to meet you in general?
I told him didn't want to just go to some random person's house, and that's probably why they're looking at this whole Douglas County thing, because he lived almost in Douglas County.
Okay, that does sound sketchy. That was probably a good decision, so.
Yeah, so again, open book with them. They took my GPS and everything. We got to Douglas County, and me and Dana was talking about it. He was like, "Do you know this guy?" And I was like,
So, hey, I missed the part. You said, so you went to Petco. You said you were going to play it again. Did you never go to play it again? I forgot.
So we were never making to play it again. That was on our agenda, but we were trying to go for the bike first.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused. I'm sorry.
Okay. It was a priority first. Okay. So I was gonna go out to meet the guy with the bike, and somehow they have my email, they subpoenaed all that. They can see the information coming from the Craigslist. Okay.
Oh, it was Craigslist.
So someone had something on Craigslist.
Oh man, that's sketchy, isn't it? Yeah, I don't trust that shit. You there?
You went bought wood and stuff on Craigslist.
Yeah, I mean, for you to do it, and Craigslist, I never trust that shit because they always have those sketchy people doing, I don't know, stupid stuff like meet and greets and stuff. You always told me about that, remember?
Yeah, but like, this was just a bike for sale.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm worried about you and my son's safety. That's what that's
my point. That's why I realized, I said, well, we run through, okay, so when you go up Palmer Lake heading to Douglas County or whatever, we went that way. It was supposed to be that the guy had a warehouse somewhere between the Palmer Lake area, whatever.
What, warehouse of bikes or something?
He said he had a couple bikes that he used to do riding and touring and stuff like that.
Like those bikes I was looking at doing those rides, like through Alaska or whatever?
Right.
Okay.
So, get out on this road. So if you're on, I want to say it's exit 165 or 163. I think that's
Got to get herself out to Palmer Lake, right?
On 25?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So you know how you're going to, before you get to Castle, it's where we went to take the, remember how traffic is backed up, you can take that back road?
Oh yeah, before you get to like 182 where the outlets are or whatever?
You can see that back road.
Yeah.
The Castle Rock.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so it was off that, but to the right side, not to the bougie side where like the booties and stuff was at. It was off that way to the right side. So I originally got off, and again, they can see this on my GPS. I got off, I went left, and went down that little hill where the little people were at, and I thought, this can't be the right way, because he was saying some signs and all this. Turned around at the little, woods or whatever, came back up, went across the street, realized it was on that right side. I think it's called like Palmer Lake or something like that. Supposed to be looking for this place, still didn't see it, and then it ended up being like all mountainy and dark. I say dark, it wasn't dark in the day, but like,
Yeah, like
dark.
woods and stuff, yeah.
We turned around, left out of there, and I was like, well, this doesn't even look too great. Again, I didn't go search that area all they want to. They're parking up the fucking wrong tree because all we did was went through there looking around and trying to figure out where this warehouse was supposedly at.
So you were in the truck or out of the truck?
We're in the truck.
Oh, you had me worried. I'm like, you're out of the truck in the woods looking for a warehouse?
No, it was just driving through there. It was like down, around, up, around, not Colorado has all these mountains and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I came back out, got back on 25, and was like, crap. I was like, I don't even like think this was a good place. Me and Dana was like, why can't we just go buy it in the store? Don't they have them at Walmart? So we were like talking, I was like, yeah, I'll just figure out another place to get a bike. So the whole thing was, I was gonna buy you the bike and surprise you for Valentine's Day for it. And I was like,
What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
At this point, we never got to play against sports because it was approaching the time we needed to be headed back.
Where are those duffel bags?
I'll just come back and go to play against sports again later. Don't worry about it. Your daddy and I have been talking about doing hockey sticks.
Yada yada.
Come back up, heading back towards the house, because we had to get back from Lena. I forgot to tell you a point that we left that day because I put my notebook down. Let me go back to this.
Oh, hurry up. Let me go to my written down lies. Hurry up.
Okay, on Monday.
Yeah, how much longer do you go? Oh, yeah, we'll take a break.
I thought I heard this stuff while I was shopping. I did not hear this at all. They're going on a break now. We'll speed ahead on this.
We should be able to start on time. Again, no discuss cases.
And could he go?
Okay. All right, from the jury, please.
No, they didn't live together at this point, Elle. She moved out of the house. Is that your question? Is she on speed? I don't know. She's on, I don't know what she's on. Yada, yada, yada.
You may all be seated. Court will recall 20 CR 1358, People versus Letecia Stauch record should reflect the jury has returned to the courtroom. Before we start or resume playing the, before we resume playing the audio that we were playing just a few minutes ago, I know that there is perhaps a weather change that is on the way, and I wanted to let all of you know the best way to find out whether or not there's something that's going on with the courthouse, 520 snow. And it will have on there if there's...
Oh, get out of here.
If the courthouse is closed or if it's delayed, and I don't anticipate that.
Please don't.
I'm just telling you. So that if it becomes an issue, that's the fastest way to find out. And we'll leave it at that. And I'm giving you that warning because I one time forgot to do that in a trial in May. We had 18 inches of snow overnight. I was going, really? But anyway, so that's what we. So, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to play. We've got about an hour of audio left to go. We're going to play about 30 minutes, and then we're going to stop the audio, and we're going to do sort of a seventh inning stretch and have everybody stand and stretch and things like that, and then we will finish out the audio. So, Mr. Allen?
Thank you, guys. And just for record keeping purposes, we're playing People's Exhibit 35, which is that pretext call on February 13th, 2020.
February 13th. There we got it. Hey!
Dan and I left. We found someone in the neighborhood who was working for the Lorton Ranch people. So this is why I came back to you and said I didn't think it was the carpet guy. I think working for the Lorton Ranch people. I don't know who he worked for.
Like whatever that Emory Homes or whatever it's called.
He was working for the home company. I approached
She
the guy
is at the
and asked
defense
him,
table.
Could he go fix the carpet? That was
She's got an
before we hit the
extension.
road.
So that was before Dunkin' Donuts and all that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I meant to tell you this. So it's before Dunkin' Donuts and all that. So I gave him the garage code because he apparently worked for the company or whatever. I gave him the garage code and told him I had money sitting on the counter because Harley was gonna. I knew I've been playing those lottery ticket things.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, he can just have those 10s and I'll get more money from that. That's why I had one on the lottery. Well, that's why I thought that he was the carpet person,
Okay, she met some guy, but she said, from Lorson Ranch. That's where the houses are being built. She told him, this is my garage code. Just go on in. I got some money sitting on the counter for you. Okay? And, I've been winning that money in the lottery, those 10s, and I just thought, well, he could have those 10s. She even know how much it is to fix this carpet? He could just go in and grab some 10s? Okay. Here's my garage code. Just go on in. Go ahead.
So goes to the house, whatever. Come to find out later on, he didn't even make it there, but I'll get to that point when we get there.
Why would you give him access to the house?
Well, because he was,
Yeah, but,
I'm back, like, part of the people, and Gail was with me.
okay, alright.
So I didn't think anything was a threat if the children were with me.
Yeah, I got you.
Someone was gonna come in or whatever.
But that, you know how I am about that stuff too, right? I mean, that's, anyways, I don't wanna stop you, just, that kind of worries me, but go ahead.
Not a threat because he can't come in later, right?
I didn't give him a code to be any kind of whatever.
No,
I was trying to get the carpet fixed so the boy could not be so upset.
I got it, I just don't like, you know how I am, I don't like have people have.
Come on, Al. She was just trying to do something so the boy wouldn't be so upset. What are you getting all upset about? That I gave some random dude working on some houses the garage code. I had Gannon with me. He's not going to come back again later or one day when the kids are alone. He's not going to give it to anyone, even though I told him I had my cash upstairs.
Having access to our house and stuff, but, whatever, just go on, because I don't think that's a big deal, so.
Anyway, so back to what I was
Sorry.
I wanted to make sure I didn't leave out that point.
Okay.
So, fast forwarding on, we have to hurry up, we have to get back because I knew that Lena would be coming home at some point. The original plan was we were going to go pick Lena up. That was the original plan. We're like, hey, we're going to eat sushi tonight. And everybody can talk about eating sushi.
Yeah.
Dan wanted to stay at home. And I was like, no, Dan, you probably shouldn't stay at home. You still aren't feeling the best, whatever. You should not stay at home. I said, so we're all going to eat sushi. If you don't like it, you can just get rice, chicken, yada, yada. So that was our plan for the day. We got home about, I don't know what time the alarm got set off. 2:30, 2:45, whatever the whole crap is. Okay? Well, I noticed that during the time frame, I set the alarm to alarm away. And I have it from the ADT.
Okay.
Before we left. Somehow, during some point, the alarm changed from alarm away to alarm stay.
What point?
Now, come on, guys. She set the alarm to alarm away. Some point, it changed. She knows she set it to away. Some point, it's just miraculously set itself on stay.
I had all this, and which was on my phone that they took.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dang it,
So,
they took it on her
I
phone.
called ADT, and I said, hey, what are the steps in the alarm going to arm away to arm stay? And they instructed me that if the door was not open with a sensor, it could have been that you accidentally set the house to alarm away, and it would have went to arm stay if it noticed movement that was already in the house.
Oh, I got you.
Right. But there's a sensor on the garage door.
Right.
Okay? Keep this in mind prior to
Sensor on the garage door?
I know, the door coming in from the garage, there's no sensor.
No, you said there was. So yeah, there's not. I didn't think there was.
Yeah, I said there's no sensor. I might have said it so fast, I was saying there's no sensor.
Sorry. I misunderstood you. I'm sorry.
So, either you can come in, you can set the alarm to arm away, and you can walk in through the garage, and it will immediately go to arm stay. Or, you can set it to arm away, and one of the dogs moves, and it will go to arm stay. As long as that back glass door wasn't triggered, and that front door wasn't triggered, it will not change.
Okay.
So,
All right.
keep that in mind, okay? So, this whole thing about your neighbor, he got paid $5,000 to release this video. It's a proven fact, okay? It's already been looked at by tens of thousands of people, and it's been investigated. Again, Stauch got out the other side of the vehicle. Okay.
All right.
Shadows, lumens, infrared, whatever you want to call it. Again, I got a little side vehicle. Okay.
So, okay, all right. So he's,
Right,
so
that's
he's home with you now, is what you're saying? At this point in the timeline?
Yeah, so it's like maybe 2:45 or 2:30. I'm not sure exactly, but in that time frame before Lena got home, I'm getting out, going in the house, or whatever. Gary goes in, and Gary goes straight to his room. I go upstairs because I was like, I wanted to try to get on that Peloton the other night. Didn't get a chance to. Put my headphones on. Yada, yada, yada. So I'm in there. Gary asked me,
Hold on, hold the phone. She goes upstairs because, hey, she wanted to get on that Peloton the other night. She didn't get to it, so she puts her headphones on, and she's on that baby. This is just getting more and more bizarre.
that you said that he could go with a friend. You then texted me, I don't know exactly what time, but at some point in time, you had told me, don't let Gannon go with a friend or something.
Yeah, right.
Gannon came back and said that you said he could go with a friend and come back later tonight. Again, I said, your daddy said you can play with your friends in the neighborhood, but you cannot go with some friend in some car or whatever it may be. So my headphones back on. That was where this gets where I have completely parts of the information, not parts of the information. I hear another loud noise downstairs. Not even about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes later, maybe 20 minutes. Yes.
But I thought you said you were doing the Peloton.
No, I said I've been wanting to go back to the Peloton because I didn't.
Oh, stop it. You said you were doing the Peloton. You said you put your headphones on and you were doing the Peloton.
Get to
Oh, okay.
the other night, so I had my headphones on and I was kind of like trying to get in the pre-workout mode or whatever you want to call it, because my goal had been trying to get on the Peloton every day.
Yeah, right.
So then I heard another noise again, and I was like, I pulled it off my ears. I know they're noise counseling, but I also am not stupid. I don't wear them all the way on my ears because they freaking hurt. And I was like, yeah, didn't hear anything. And I just thought he's down there bumping and wobbling and, doing his thing, whatever it may be.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Any parent will tell you, if you had any kind of a situation, if it was true, what she said the other night, where she heard a bang and then the downstairs was on fire with smoke, and you are going to be hyper aware. If you hear a sound like that, you're going to be flying down those stairs if that was true. But she's like, yada, 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 yada. I'm not wearing my headphones down all the way on my ears, so yeah, whatever. Whatever, dude.
Still sitting there, just chilling, doing whatever. Heard another loud noise. And I thought, okay, this is it. Like, I thought he was stomping around, doing crazy things, whatever. He's supposed to be going to go play with a friend. When I walked downstairs, at that original point in time,
He's supposed to be going to play with a friend? No. His father said he was not to be going to play with a friend. This woman, oh my gosh.
I thought that guy was the carpet guy. Similarities? I didn't really remember exactly what he looked like, but I remember some of the details. Now, fast forward, you'll hear me say night after night after night after night, I dreamed of different things that have added detail to this. I thought it was the carpet guy because there was carpet everywhere, boxes, you name it. That was the loud noises that I heard. Next thing I know, I'm out. Blacked out. And which I told you this.
Yeah. So what I'm concerned about with that is, did he take all those boxes and carpet with him? When he left?
The carpet was already in the house.
Oh, what about, what, I just don't remember seeing any of that stuff when we got there. Did you clean, is that part of what you cleaned up or whatever?
No, the carpet was, I saw it there when the police watched me take my stuff out.
Okay, but you also mentioned he had a bunch of boxes and stuff, but I mean, it's not a big deal, I was just wondering.
Boxes like laid out everywhere.
Right.
Just told the detectives, I thought we were getting robbed.
Okay, I got you.
I thought that was the whole point of boxes was to get robbed.
Okay, alright.
On Gannon's table, which I'm sure there had to be if it was swapped.
I can't. I can't. The boxes were because they were. I'm sorry. I am sorry. There's something wrong with her. I mean, we know there's something wrong with her. But I mean, I don't know how anybody could have a conversation with her. I want to hear. I wish I could hear a conversation or something with her before this happened. She thought the boxes were because they were getting robbed. How many burglaries have you heard? Hey, George, get the empty boxes. We're going to rob these people. I want to have everything boxed up nice. Oh my gosh, I can't take it. I can't. I really... Get some tissue paper, some bubble wrap. We want to take this stuff out nice. She thought the boxes were because they're getting robbed. Who the hell would think that? I can't, I don't even... It's insane is what it is. Maybe, I don't know. Who would think they're bringing in boxes because they're getting robbed? What kind of people pack that stuff up like that? Unless they're really doing one of those farces where they get a moving truck and they're doing one of those, and I highly doubt that's what this was. They usually come in, if they're going to really rob you, come in, they're looking for valuables, they're looking for jewelry, which they're going to stick in their pockets, they're looking for cash, okay? What the heck? I can't with her.
Quite correctly, I hit my head on the back of Gannon's table. Like hard, on the back of Gannon's table.
What table? The one I made him?
Yes.
Like the back of it up against the wall?
How did she get... Oh.
You know, as in the back of my head, and there was the table right there.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the back of the table. I'm sorry.
No, the back of my head, his table. Okay. So, from there, a lot of it was a blur because I hit my head.
I got you.
She blacked out,
I
guys.
just remember certain pieces here and there. I remember Gannon running, like jumping on the guy who I thought at the time was a carpet guy, and I thought we were about to get robbed. I just remember bits and pieces like that, trying to push him off, and all I remember now that I sit back and remember is like, play it in my head again, play it in my head again, play it in my head again. It was a very calm conversation with Gannon and this person. I just remember him asking questions, the same questions.
She just a minute before this said Gannon was jumping on this guy. Gannon was jumping on the guy. But now he's having a very calm conversation. Hello, Justice Jane.
She asked me they were talking about. And I don't, who do you have me on speakerphone with? Because I know you do.
What are you talking about, Tisha?
Who's listening to my conversation?
Me and you, I'm trying to figure out, like I told you the whole time, the truth. I just want the truth.
Okay, so during that time, I heard that same thing that Gannon asked me about knowing his mom. Why do you think I've been adamant?
Okay, you know why she immediately just went and asked him, who do you got me on speakerphone with? Well, what do you think? She was going to talk about Landon, about what Gannon... Now, see, I told you, this was brought up into the conversation for a reason, about knowing something about his mommy, because she wants to explain away something. She wanted to make sure she wanted to find out if Landon was there listening. Okay? Because right when he said, what are you talking about, Tisha? I don't have anybody. Then she went right to the question about Landon.
Now she's saying to you, oh my God, there's a piece that we're not putting together, that we're not missing. There's something different. I don't know how to put it all together. But Gannon knew something about something. And all I kept hearing him say was, do you know where Uncle Matt is at? I don't even know who Uncle Matt is.
Yeah, I never heard. The only man I know of is, what's her name? Your sister.
Well, that would be his uncle and he would know him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why when you said that 20 minutes ago or whatever, I was like, I had never heard of Uncle Matt, so.
When I woke up and like out of this state of confusion, going crazy, whatever was going on, I remember Gannon saying he will be back later.
Okay. Like the man, Uncle Matt saying he'd be back later?
Gannon said he would be back later.
Oh, Gannon said, okay, alright.
So in my mind, I'm like, did I really like what the fuck just went on? Okay, hit my head twice. Had to follow some dude that I explained to them and gave them a description of the whole entire time. Okay, I have been
PhD. I gave them a subscription of what was going on. Description.
adamant about this and about finding this person.
Is that the Mexican guy you told me about, the Mexican guy?
He was dark skinned, and I say Mexican because I assumed him.
Tisha, you just said she.
She did. She said she.
I never said she.
You did.
Okay,
You said she.
right, I'm sorry. It sounded like you said she. I'm hearing things again. I'm sorry.
She did.
Mexican guy, okay? I gave him the description of that, but to me, dark skinned, I mean, their own stepfather could look Mexican.
Are you talking about Mike?
Right, and
Yeah.
it was a fight, obviously, but in that time frame, I'm trying
She just said dark-skinned. Dark-skinned.
to figure out, first, and is this real life? Because I was totally, completely in shock what was going on. I thought we were going to get robbed. I thought they were about to take everything. I thought someone was trying to hurt Gannon. I hit the head. I didn't really know back and forth what to do. I was a little bit out of it. I'm not even going to lie. My body system was already weak because, you know,
Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. That means she lies.
I did in the first 4 to 5 weeks of being pregnant. That's my mind was completely fucking gone. And my mind jumped up after everything.
Here she is, 4 to 5 weeks of being pregnant.
Okay, Gannon's gonna be back. Gannon's gonna be back. I paced up and down the stairs. During that
So,
time,
babe, hold on. Why did you tell me you got raped, and now you're not telling me you got raped?
you think I want to tell you what a man does to me?
I mean, but like that first day I told you I would do everything within my power to protect you and get you the help you need for that. But
Yes,
but
yes,
that's
high-speed
the key part of the
drifter,
story. I'm just
yes.
trying to make sure I'm getting it straight.
And I went for that. And that's not something that I want to be like. Do you think I want that blasted on El Paso News?
Okay, but this is me. I'm just trying to help you in this situation. Make sure you got what you need from that. But if I don't want to get you worked up. So go ahead.
You think it's also been hard to know that like somebody was there trying to hurt me and Gannon and I'm getting knocked out of it?
I know. I
Trying
understand.
to fight for my body be trying to fight for someone not doing something to my body?
That's why I'm just trying to make sure I know everything that happened.
And
Remember,
she's
this is
4 or
about the
5
truth.
weeks
This is
pregnant.
not about anything but me and you and the truth, so.
And I can't tell people that because then they're going to say nothing to me, call me names, and you won't even want me.
Why would I not want you? I don't understand what you mean by that.
Try. I didn't know what was going on. All of it was a blur in and out, trying to figure out. I got up at one point and ran to the door and sent Lena away. Sure, anybody in a logical state of mind could have said, why didn't you give Lena a note? To run to the neighbors. He knew everything. He knew everything about us. He knew our names. He knew where we worked. He knew where Harley worked. He knew where we drove.
So, back up a second, too. So, just because I want to know about Gannon's well-being, too, we already covered what happened to you, but you're saying that initially you told me Gannon got beat up and he took him away, but you didn't say that this time. So, please tell me.
Gannon jumped on his back. Like, when he was trying to hurt me, Gannon jumped on his back.
Yeah, but then he had a calm conversation.
Okay, so what happened to Gannon in that instance? Because I got to know that.
I don't know. I just remember Gannon was on the other side. I was on where the door was at.
Okay.
Gannon was behind me on the floor and was crying. And then
Was he bleeding or anything? Was it like...
know that if he was bleeding or anything.
Okay.
I just remember, all I could barely see what was going on.
Was there any blood on the floor after you remember anything like that?
When I woke up, there was no blood anywhere. I probably went back the second time. So when I ran back upstairs, they sent Lena away. And I said, Lena, please go get Harley pulls up. I said, Harley, please take Lena to Dollar Tree. And they're like, okay. I said, please take them now and get these items.
Get the freak out of here. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. She's got this guy downstairs assaulting her. And the logical person, she said, would have said, why didn't I give Lena a note? But she was able to speak with her mouth. Why would she have to give Lena a note? And she does give her a note. She gives her a list. Doesn't she text her to her? Doesn't she freaking text a list of what to get to her? So if she could text that I need these cleaners at the Dollar Tree, couldn't she say, call the police? There's an intruder in the basement violating me. This is insane. But she says, no, I don't want to do that. So I go to her, Elena, listen to me. Here's Harley. Could you go with her to the Dollar Tree and get these things? Thanks so much. See you later. I got to go downstairs to my attacker. When she could have ran out the freaking front door. Oh, but that's right. Wait. She couldn't do that because the guy knows everything about her. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on.
And the guy is downstairs and you send Lena away? You come upstairs.
Did you know that? I went to the perfect spot. That's crazy.
They're doing me now. Came back downstairs. Tried to plead with him about what was exactly going on. He had Gannon wrapped in his arm, like his arm around him. Was saying,
wait, now Gannon's back.
I'm trying to understand. So, oh my goodness. So you're downstairs.
Now Gannon's back downstairs.
The guy is downstairs and you send Lena away? You come upstairs and send Lena away while the guy's still downstairs?
Or did you want Lena to come in and be there too?
No, I'm just trying to understand everything because some of this is new information for me that you didn't tell me initially, so I'm just trying to process.
You wouldn't let me. You wouldn't let me sit there and talk to you.
Okay,
You're treating me like a criminal.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand this. I'm just trying to sort through all this, so keep going. Thank you for clarifying that.
Treating her like a criminal. But remember, this is February 13th. Okay? This is for 17 days after she murdered her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon. She stabbed him with a knife 18 times. She smashed his skull like an eggshell, and she shot him 3 times. This is that person saying, "You're treating me like a criminal." Cue the tears.
What's wrong?
I tried so hard.
You tried so hard to do what?
I was trying to protect everybody, but I couldn't get back upstairs. Once I let Lena go, I don't know. I couldn't even figure out what to do. If I ran outside the yard, what was I going to do?
Call for help.
So you sent Lana to the mailbox, or you sent her with Harley?
She sent her to the Dollar Tree to get cleaning supplies.
And Holly said, I sent Holly a message, and I sent Holly a message quite quickly and said, please get Lena as soon as you get back and go to Dollar Tree. I'll explain later.
So you sent her a message and then went back downstairs?
Right, because I was trying to check on Gabby.
But I thought you said you saw Harley when she got home.
I did. I sent her a message to let her know they both, Lena pulled up. Lena came up.
Okay.
I sent Lena to the mailbox. Holly pulled right up. Look at the camera. Since your neighbor has every fucking camera footage, he should be able to see that they
No, they had not found his body.
and sent him right away.
Well, I'll probably have to pay him another $5,000 to get her to do that, so I don't think that's gonna happen. It's bullshit, ain't it?
So it's not funny because he did get paid.
No, I'm not. It's bullshit.
So he went back downstairs. I went back downstairs.
What did he just say about, wait, hold on. $5,000, what did he say?
Holly a message, and I sent Holly a message quite quickly and said, please get Lena as soon as you get back and go to Dollar Tree. I'll explain later.
So you sent her a message and then went back downstairs?
Right, because I was trying to check on Gabby.
But I thought you said you saw Harley when she got home.
I did. I sent her a message to let her know they both, Lena pulled up. Lena came up.
Okay.
I sent Lena to the mailbox. Holly pulled right up. Look at the camera. Since your neighbor has every fucking camera footage, he should be able to see that they came up and I freaking sent them right away.
Well, I'll probably have to pay him another $5,000 to get her to do that, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, to get the camera footage.
It's bullshit, ain't it?
So it's not funny because he did get paid.
No, I'm not. It's bullshit.
So he went back downstairs. I went back downstairs, and I'm trying to figure out, and he's just telling him that he had a new family, and all kinds of things, and I'm sitting there trying to grab Gannon, and next thing I'm on the ground again. And you can't help about someone that put their fingers on your mouth.
And this was in Gannon's room again?
Yes!
Okay, alright.
No one tried to help, no one cared. People treating me like a criminal.
Who's treating her like a criminal?
When I came through, I woke up.
Who is treating this woman? Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. She's talking about this alleged assault, saying that she's being treated like a criminal. She's not being treated like a criminal. She would be the victim of a violent crime, assault, right? Aha.
Whatever I can say to look around and think I thought I was in a dream. And I woke up. And Gannon was gone.
And that was the second time you went downstairs and he hurt you.
Second time he hurt me, and once I woke up in the night, Gannon was gone.
Okay, so you blacked out again is what you're saying.
Yes, because I tried several times, because I was trying, what I was trying to do, I was trying inside the closet, our closet door in there. I was trying to get in there, because I was like, there has to be something in there that I can just swing, whatever. I didn't know how to use the freaking big gun, so if I'd have left out from sending Harley and Lena, Oh wait, I didn't know how to use your big gun, like the assault rifle.
Yes, he's
And
working with the
my gun
FBI.
wasn't in the spot that it
Liza.
always was. But you know why? My gun was already in my car.
But babe, I'm just trying to understand here. You told me initially that the gun was in the house and that he grabbed it or something.
Black gun. He had your black gun. Yours.
He had my little pistol, right?
The black one, yes.
Okay, all right. Because I thought maybe I'm wrong, but I thought initially you said your gun. That's why I was confused.
No, my gun was outside.
In the car. Okay.
Your black gun. That's why I was terrified. He knew everything about us. He was threatening us. Every single thing. He knew what kind of car that your mom had drove there and stayed there the whole time in a rental car.
Hey, when did you bring your gun back in after all this happened?
You told me to go get all the guns together.
No, that was when I was collecting them. You said your gun was in the car.
Albert, on the phone call with me, you said go check and see and be accountable for all the guns.
Yeah, because you had stored them downstairs in those. My gun was in the. I don't know about yours, but my gun was in one of the totes. Remember, you had put it there.
Because the lady was babysitting.
Okay, so the guy had the gun and he put it back in the tote.
No, he didn't put the gun back in the tote. The gun was left there.
So you put it back in the tote.
Gun was left there. Gannon was gone. And it was like I thought he was hiding. I legit thought I was in complete shock and thought Gannon was hiding.
Okay.
I even mentioned to the girls, I go, because I was shocked, culture shock, thinking, what the fuck happened? Oh my God, like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this.
Yes,
I
Lex
didn't get
Luthor.
the time to even go through any of the
That's what we're
emotions
doing right now.
to think what happened, because all I could immediately do was go into, like, the defense mode of being like, oh my God. Okay, get the girls out of here. Okay, Gannon's going to be back by the time he's supposed to be back. Because in the end, when Gannon was leaving, I remember.
She has lied so many times. Now Gannon's gone again. Have you caught that? When she went up to tell Lena to go to the Dollar Tree and texted Harley a message of what to get at the Dollar Tree, instead of telling them there's a man downstairs who's assaulting me, she said Gannon was gone. Gannon was gone. Then she went down there again, and Gannon was telling him all about his new family. And then Gannon was there again. Now Gannon is gone again. She said, I knew that Gannon was going to be back when he got back. Are you catching this? Gannon's there. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. He's gone. No, he's not. He went with that guy? No, he didn't. Yeah. Come on.
Remember him asking him, was he going to take him to Uncle Matt's house? I remember that being blacked out. So Gannon was free.
She remembered that. Gannon asked the guy, are you going to take me to Uncle Matt's house? And she remembers that being blacked out. This is just ridiculous.
Really went with him. I don't know Uncle Matt. I'm not fucking crazy.
So he left with Uncle Matt in a car or something, or in a van, or you don't know?
That's why he left in. I just know that the whole thing started to add up.
Well, in that case, everybody stay in stretch room.
Okay, everybody, we get to stretch. Yay! Let's stretch for a minute. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous.
I know those chairs are not most comfortable. And, while this is going on, you can, as I said, during jury selection, if some of you need to, you can stand, you can stretch, do what you need to do. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, let's go ahead and start it again.
some gate. Then I had to be talking to somebody outside of that gate. I begged the fucking El Paso County police officers to find anything on that side of the house where Gannon might have went out at night talking to whoever it was. And any cars that was parked on that side of the house. Nobody helps me.
Okay, so I'm trying to.
Poor her. It's those darn El Paso police deputies. She told them Gannon's talking to somebody on the other side of that gate. Nobody helps her.
This is what's bothering me about this part, and I want to be real with you because we're trying to work together on this. But I went and asked all the neighbors, myself, like cameras in front of our house, to the side of our house, everything, to look and see if Gannon left the house anywhere from like 2 to 4, 4:30, anything like that, and no cameras have him leaving. So I mean, I don't.
What kind of cameras? Are they like Rogers that run 24/7?
Yes, like 3, 4, 5 of the neighbors have those 24/7 cameras, and then some are like ours, which are motion censored.
Okay, which ones? Because we need to know which direction that their cameras are pointed in order for that to happen.
Okay.
I need to know which direction, which one, so I can make up my story. I can put it in my notebook, tell me which ones, and I can make up my new story.
Okay, well, that's something we can look into. Okay, that's something we need to look into. So either they went out in front, I'm assuming, right?
Not the front door.
So what, the garage?
You're welcome, High
The
Speed.
garage leading out the back door because Gannon had the gate code, like the key. And he kept going out there with his key or trying to unlock it or keep it unlocked with his key.
Okay, hold on. So I understand. So now, Gannon, with all this going on, Gannon tells the guy there's a key to the gate, and then they bring the key back in the house?
No. Did you listen to my story?
Yeah.
That's right. Gannon kept going outside with the gate. I'm thinking that the gate was automatically unlocked.
Oh, okay. Did you lock it back before I got home?
No, I didn't lock anything.
Okay, alright.
Anything unless they locked it or the police locked it because honestly, the police put cameras in it and locking it.
Okay,
Locking everything up.
we can find that out. Maybe the police locked it back up. So, fair enough. So.
Where am I going, Bunny darling? Where am I brave to be going?
He wasn't seen leaving. The key to the gate was in the house. The gun was where it's supposed to be. I'm just trying to figure it all out, Tisha.
The gun wasn't where it's supposed to be because I put the gun back in when you told me to collect them.
Okay. Well, hopefully,
Stairs.
they got my gun now, so hopefully they can get this Mexican guy's fingerprints. So.
Yeah, would be perfect to me. Nothing but from day one.
I know, that's what I'm trying to get. So get all of this information, I think the FBI's in on it now. So we're trying to get them all this information, look for a fingerprint on the gun, maybe they haven't looked there, look for a fingerprint on the lock of the gate, stuff like that as the little things that they may have missed, during this process.
Why would they have not have done that? And maybe I'm just upset by this because I feel like they barked up the wrong tree for 2 fucking weeks, Albert.
It's been 3 weeks almost, Tisha. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I'm as frustrated as anybody because I don't know anything. And
So, do you think I did this?
Tisha Stauch, I don't know. I'm trying to help you, okay? I'm trying to help you get the truth out there. But you've got to tell me the truth, okay? I know.
This is what I told the police. The only difference is I thought it was the carpet person, but once I went around because I was freaking out trying to figure out, I was like, if I can go get this fucker and bring him in, and I drove through the neighborhood, the description that I gave El Paso is exactly what I saw, but that is not the exact description that I gave of this carpet person. So my point behind that was, I don't think it was the carpet person because I eliminated him because he didn't have craters on his face.
She's going to go drive around the neighborhood because she's so pissed off. And she's going to get this guy. And she's going to... Yeah, she did just say, do you think I did this? And she's going to bring him in. Well, 5 minutes before, she was too frazzled and he knew everything and she was scared to death of him that she sent Lena with Harley to the Dollar Tree to get cleaning supplies. Why would she send them there to get cleaning supplies if she was ready to haul this guy into the police on her own? Come on. But then when she ran around, she remembered he didn't have craters in his face.
He did or didn't? But hold on. You know what? Something. Remember how? Oh my goodness! Thinking back to this whole that trip you made for the bike. You never found the guy, right? The craziest guy.
Started looking creepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't think that this Craigslist guy had maybe had anything to do with you? I mean, not you, but you know what I mean. Oh, I'm freaking out. Sorry. And you don't think the Craigslist guy followed you or just found you? Maybe you told him, "Hey, I'm driving my husband's red Frontier, and I'll meet you there," or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anything.
Okay, so what saves him? What I don't like is that people are sitting here saying, well, there's nothing that shows you guys leaving. If there's nothing at this point in time, it's starting to get dark. And in case you didn't know, in Colorado, it gets dark around that time. Okay? There has to be something that points to that.
See, she knows she's on speakerphone and somebody else is listening because he lives in Colorado. He knows when it gets dark in Colorado. She's saying that for Landon and anyone else that's listening.
Direction that shows any shadows, movement, anything. And if it didn't, it was because the ring sensitivity didn't pick it up.
All right, so listen. I want to be clear with you that I don't give a flip about social media. You know that I don't have Facebook and all that, so I don't know what these people are saying. So let's me and you focus on us getting to the bottom of what's going on. Okay, let's try to block out that other stuff so we can get the truth here. Man, this Craigslist thing is really driving me nuts now. Do you think that, when did you go, what was the time frame you went there again? You went to Junkie Donuts, right?
Is whatever time they had me on footage, the first time at Petco.
Oh, at Petco, so after that is when you left?
I went back to Petco to get more clothes.
Okay, when did you go back to Petco? After the Craigslist trip?
Yeah.
Oh. And you said the guy was already in the house before you got there, you think?
When I got there, the guy was most definitely in the house, or had already been in the house waiting, or whatever it may be, which is why I thought it was the carpet guy, because that was the person that I gave the garage.
Yeah, you gave the garage code to him, yeah, right.
The more I laid, and the more I slept, and the more I kept worrying about it, and thinking about it, and yada, yada, yada. Gary kept having his room door locked. I was even so terrified to think that this person even spent the night in our home.
What?
Oh, you think
She
they
said it
was
was
there
that.
the whole time?
I don't know. Do you know how worried I've been about this?
That's freaking me out because remember those other stories you were talking about people coming in the back door and stuff while they thought people were away?
Oh my
I've been
God.
going through all that in my head too.
Albert, I've done nothing but look. I have this book right here. You can hear it. It's like the ball, anything and everything that I thought of that might have been out of order.
That's her book.
But
Everything.
So,
To make sense of her story.
Maybe,
I don't want my life back. You think I don't want my family back?
I know, trust me too.
I'm tired of being portrayed as one.
Okay, but you gotta
Tired
help
of
me,
being
'cause
portrayed as a criminal.
I'm trying to sort through all this and put a good timeline together so I can tell somebody reached out from the FBI and I'm trying to tell them a timeline of what I know. Alright, I'm trying to make sure they get the truth the first time, this lady that called me, okay, so
People not going after this. Why?
I don't know, maybe the FBI is, I don't know, I know they're doing everything they can, maybe they missed some things we don't know. Listen, something you told me that first day that trying to figure out when did you do the? You said you cleaned everything up.
Cleaned everything up.
Yeah, from Gannon's room or wherever you got. Somebody did bad things to you or whatever.
I was just talking about like the clothes I had on and like shoes and stuff.
Oh, so you just changed your clothes and then threw them away like you said, and whatever Gannon had on, you said you threw that away too?
They got that out of the back of the trash.
Oh.
Shirt and when it was burnt and stuff like that.
Oh.
That's what I meant, like cleaned up. I didn't mean like clean up anything bad. Or
Yes,
anything.
this is
I was
Gannon's
saying,
father
like,
on the
I
phone.
didn't want to keep that stuff on and call it police.
You told me that first day you cleaned up the whole area because you didn't want Lena to see it when she got home. That's what you told me.
Yeah, like clothes and my underwear. You want me to really go in depth about that?
I'm not trying to
Go in
make
depth?
you
Why would
anything
Lena
out
be
of you.
seeing
I'm
her
just trying
underwear?
There's just some truth that I'm trying to find about. I mean, if something was cleaned up or something, and I don't know, maybe.
What about the baby, the 4 to 5 week pregnancy? What about a rape kit at the hospital? Doesn't she want to go and find this, get one and find out what's going on there and how the baby is and all of that? Yeah, no, now she doesn't even talk about it.
Whatever you're trying to say to me, just be honest.
I just don't want the police to miss anything else, okay? I mean, we think they missed all these other pieces, and then, I mean, if you cleaned up something that could give them DNA evidence on this Mexican guy, then we need it.
Took my whole DNA from this. They wouldn't let me pee. The hospital bill that I sent you was the whole kit on my body.
But tell me, why did you tell me? I just don't understand why you told me you cleaned up an area, and then now you're telling me you just changed your clothes. See, that's...
When you're talking about cleaning up the area, I'm talking about from Gannon. Like, Gannon had, from his burn mark, there was blood on the wall and on the light switch.
So you cleaned up whatever Gannon's stuff, what blood or whatever it was, right?
Prior.
Oh, where was that at?
In his room when he woke up Monday morning.
But like where? But where in his room? You did say the wall because he was wiping his fingers on the wall or something.
You already said he was sleeping in Lena's room.
His fingers on his wall. I just know his arm probably hit the wall when he was asleep.
Oh, I got you. Okay, all right. So you cleaned that up. Okay, because I never saw that. That's the first I heard of it. So you cleaned up wherever his blisters or his burn mark hit the wall. Did you clean something else up?
Light switch from where he touched it.
Oh, but that was after you showed it to me.
Yes.
Yeah, you showed it to me and Lena, and then told me that he was picking his fingernails so bad that he bled so bad. Remember?
Yes, he did pick his fingernails.
Oh, okay. So he picked his fingernails and he picked. I'm just trying to clarify. Picked his fingernails and his blister or his burn mark or whatever.
What do you mean? Gannon picks everything that's open.
Yeah, I'm not.
Why are you acting like you're got me on some trial with this? He picks his fingers all the time.
Babe,
Open.
Babe, you're absolutely right about that. But I don't know why you feel like you're on trial. I'm talking to my wife, trying to figure out the truth. And like I told you before, the truth hasn't always lined up. So I just want to find out all the details so we can find Gannon. That's it.
Albert, I gave you every detail. But you're coming at me saying, I thought you did this afterwards. Gannon bleeds all the time.
Right.
Gannon has huge nosebleeds. Did you tell him the nosebleeds from your truck is from Gannon?
When did he have a nosebleed in my truck?
Oh my God, don't even play. It's been there since Alaska. And the top part of your truck, you have his hands had blood marks on it from like a year and something ago.
Maybe. I'm not doubting you. I don't know. I just don't remember that. But that might have happened. I know he has had a nosebleed once in a while. I don't remember that in Alaska.
Nosebleeds are like in Colorado, or at least once every week or two. Every week or two, Gannon has a nosebleed. This is where I get angry. People come up here and talk all this shit, and they don't even know him.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the people are saying on social media. I don't even bother with that. And that, I haven't for a long time. But I'm just trying to. All right.
Just do what you gotta say, Albert.
I'm just trying to retrace some steps in my head. So the Mexican guy, did you see like anybody? I'm trying to think of this Craigslist. Did he have a picture, or did he like give you any information about him? Like, hey, I'm, other than where to find him at or anything like that. I mean, what was the framework of like how you set up that to meet him?
Everything is on my phone, Albert.
I don't know. I guess they got your phone. You keep telling me that, but I'm just trying to figure out how you went about doing this. So maybe we can. That freaking lady that called me, bugging the shit out of me from the FBI. Maybe that's something relevant. I don't know.
I reached out to him. They have access to my phone.
Okay.
On my phone, I click the Craigslist thing, which generates this whole number, something, whatever the email they do to protect the people that are filming. I have all that and access to my phone for that. I have limited access because a lot of my stuff didn't load. A lot of it weren't backed up. My emails weren't backed up. My notes weren't backed up. The only thing backed up when I logged in to AITA that it let me in temporarily was pictures. If they gave me my phone, which is mine, it would clearly have everything. And since they've done all these things, they should see this. They should see pictures of what I took with Gannon at home with me later. They should see all this shit, man. And it pisses me to fuck off that no one's even caring. Everybody's want to put their finger, but won't let me sit there and show you.
All right, Letecia. Okay. You told me to be straight.
You on the phone, and I'm trying to sit here and tell my own husband every little detail, everything. You think I don't want my family?
Letecia, listen. Like I said the whole time, I'm just trying to help you and trying to keep you and Harley safe from all. I mean, these people are after me now. I don't know who the hell it is, but like I said, I had to go get my clothes changed and everything just so I could blend in better. And I want you to know that no matter what, we can work through this together, and I can help you, okay? But you just gotta let me help you. But you told me to be straight up. I got a very straight up question, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you kill Gannon?
Oh my gosh.
I need to know. I need you to answer me yes or no right now.
I killed Gannon. The answer is no. I can't believe you asked me this.
I just gotta know you. I told me to be straight up. I gotta know what's happening to my son.
Why you would think I killed Gannon?
There's a lot of unknowns. I mean, being straight up again, you changed your story again to me for the fourth time.
No, I changed my story.
You did. This is the fourth version of the same story, okay?
Wow.
And like half of what you told me today, cut foot, and now he's got burned arms and picking it, and his butt's bleeding. All this stuff is new to what you told me the other day. And the other day you told me that you cleaned up the area where you got raped so nobody would see it. But now you told me you just changed clothes. I just don't know what the hell's going on.
I didn't tell you. First off, you never even listened to me about anything that went on.
I did. No, you stopped, because I listened to you. I listened to you, and then I went and got the guns and put them in the truck, and then I came back and listened. Me and Landon listened to you, and then I stopped and picked your story apart. So get it straight, Tisha. I listened to you, and I said, if I'm wrong about the rape, I will get on my knees and beg you for forgiveness. Did I not say that?
Yeah, but you haven't.
Exactly, because I haven't been proven wrong yet. I want the truth. If I'm wrong, if the police, no matter what they're doing, the FBI, the CBI, the CBS, whoever, okay, if they tell me I'm wrong, I will publicly, in front of the world, get on a camera and tell you I'm sorry. But until that happens, we're going to find the truth.
How can you tell me that someone didn't come? I don't understand. How can you tell me that someone didn't do something to hurt me and take in?
I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you it hasn't been proven one way or the other. You said you banged your head on the freaking table. Now I gotta tell them to go check out the table and see if there's any blood or any of your...
You knew that. They already asked that.
Okay, but that's the first I heard of it. You see what I'm saying?
You never would talk to me. You literally just sat here in a conversation and asked me did I kill our child.
Yes, I did because if you say no, then I'll stop thinking that you did it. Okay?
That's horrible.
I don't know what to think. My son's blood. You're telling me his blood's all over the walls, and now you're telling me the Mexican guy that had the gun to your head or whatever took him away, and he knows him, and he could be anywhere.
Gun? So where did you get that piece from?
That was what. So now you got me twisting all your stories up because that was from the first time you told me the rape story. He had a gun to your head. You told me it was your gun. You told me. But you told me it was your gun, so that's fine. I'm not debating the points here.
I said the black one.
Okay, fine. But I mean,
You know in your heart I would never get it.
yes, I absolutely believe that. But I'm doing everything I can to help you right now. And if you, but Tisha, listen. The thing is, if you don't, but it's not just. I asked you if you killed him. You said no. And I'm sorry, that was a hard question. But if you know anything, or you did anything, or just upset about it, we can work together, and I can help you. But I can't help you if you don't tell me anything. It's just there's so many unknowns, Tisha.
Oh my God.
I mean, did anything happen that was an accident that you're scared about?
Really?
I'm just trying to, Tisha, you know, with my army training, I'm trained to ask all these questions to get us in a safe place, right? And that's why I took the guns out from the get-go. That's just my training kicking in.
Oh my God, I really thought, like, I thought out of this conversation, like, I really thought you were going to be supportive of me. I thought you were going to bring your family back together. And I thought that we were going to talk about everything every single day of nothing but kids.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, dang it. You were asking, I told you. I can't believe that.
Well, I'm glad you said no. That gives me a lot of hope and peace. What?
She cried about Kobe and told him he might have a brother.
Okay, Tisha, let me ask you this way then. I don't believe you killed him. But did something bad happen to him and he maybe he is dead or not with us anymore and you just panicked and didn't know what to do? I mean, is there anything like that? Just any information is what I need. We can help you. I can help you get through this. But but we gotta know the information about Bubba. I mean, just think of, yes, I'm just trying to figure out what happened to him. He's gone and nobody knows anything, but you were the last one to hear him speak. Okay, which was Monday when you were driving around and he left the house. The last time we heard him speak, I don't know. I don't know when that was. Before I left, probably. When I left and he went downstairs to watch Pokemon. That's the last memory I have of him.
I really tell you something. People don't have the life that I have. People don't just be a normal person, just doing their thing, finally have what they want to do and be in the sky, working. Oh, they don't do that. People premeditate things in life. There's no sign or indications of anything that I would have ever shooted. I fought for you.
Yes, you did. You fought for all of us. You're right. I'm not questioning any of that, Tisha. I just did an accident happen? I mean, other than the candle burned? I don't know. I'm just trying to ask all the questions.
I work with children long enough, Albert. If an accident happened, I'm smart enough. I know what to do. I got plenty of friends who've been.
She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't even know what to do if there's a fire in her house. She's not smart enough.
Situations where They've been in the classroom. They accidentally dropped the kid. The kid might have broke their leg. You go to the people, you tell them it's an accident, and you work through it.
Okay, so all right, you also said something that was calmed my heart, tremendously about Bubba. That basically you didn't premeditate anything. So whatever happened to him had to be an accident, just like the candle. And obviously you wouldn't plan on something like that because you're a teacher and you do all those babysitting events. I know you wouldn't hurt kids intentionally, but whatever happened was an accident, and I know you didn't plan it.
I didn't have anything to do with it. Why are you saying this to me?
So he would have had to have died naturally then.
He's dead.
I don't know, Tisha.
I can't even believe you were saying it is alive. What's with you?
Because it's just none of this makes any sense. I mean, he would have been found by now. Okay, he didn't. All the cameras, all that footage shows him not leaving the house other than in the truck. And I like I said, I'm just trying to help you get through this.
Help me.
Yes, help you because.
Help me get through this.
Because I am trying to help you. I want to know what happened again and try to help you and keep Harley safe and everything that I've said the whole time because that's who I am and you know that.
See what y'all think. This is what y'all think. Y'all think somebody's gonna come in here and say something just to appease everyone. Well, a true person who is completely innocent. You can keep me down in the ground all you want to because I didn't do it.
I'm not beating you down.
You think you don't want me anymore? Fine. You don't want it, baby. Fine. You're stupid, Mom.
I didn't take anything. They got all my shit too, Tisha. I got 2 cars now because Harley's not going to pay for it. I got 2 cars I got to pay for that I can't even see or touch.
I'm begging you.
No, she hasn't. That I know. So
Everyday Albert, why are you not with your wife? If you want to be so honest and ask questions, why are you not with your wife and daughter?
because I'm going to tell you the truth right now because of this conversation, Tisha. I don't know, and I told you that the whole time. I'm confused. I'm all over the place. I can't get the truth from you or the police or nobody. And now, it's just even worse now because I got another story I've got to try to make a theory from.
Another story? You have never talked to me.
But you just told me. You told me a few minutes ago. We went over it. You told me the first story. No, first you told me you ran away.
Spoke to her for an hour and 57 minutes.
Then it was the second rape story. Now it's the third rape story.
I believe you just said the rape story.
I'm just. What do you want me to call it? The story of Gannon disappearing. Okay, you told me the first version of that, the second version, and now the third version.
You were the second person.
Yes.
You sit down and talk to me.
No, that day that I got home. No, the day I got home, that next morning after my mom and sister and Landon and everybody was at the house, you told me you were texting Bethel and you told her the story. I don't know what you told her, and I kind of don't even.
Yes, you do.
I don't even care. No.
I don't care.
I swear.
My God, I can't believe you're lying to me right now.
About what? I'm not lying about anything, Tisha.
They had to have police department when I was there.
Oh, you mean when Landon showed up and then they brought, I was right there or whatever? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the only time I know. I don't even know you were there. I just assumed you would finally come in that night. I was the next day you came in? I don't even know, Tisha.
You were there because she was talking to you there.
Who was?
Bethel?
She was talking to me at the police station?
Yes.
Honestly, most of my talking was with Mark, the other guy that was at Starbucks. So I don't know what you mean she was talking to me. I think I talked to her for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Did not tell you anything different. This is all my day. I was going to lay down. Lay down.
Hey, Tisha, I believe you. Okay. What I want you to answer for me is those simple questions. Did Gannon die and you just freaked out, or was there an accident involved? Did you kill him? Answer all those questions. Those are the ones I want to know.
Okay, I don't care about who talked to who, when, where. Honestly, at this point, none of that freaking matters. What matters is that little 11-year-old boy is either out there or he's not, and I gotta know that. And you're the only one that has any information regarding that.
I give you that information and you're not going to look for it.
No, but you ignored my question. I mean, answer those questions for me.
Specific question.
All right. Did you kill Gannon?
No.
Okay. Did Gannon die on your watch, whether it was an accident or naturally from some injury?
No.
Okay. Did Gannon have an accident of a serious nature? You freak out and cover it up?
No.
So the answer is to no to all of that.
Correct.
Okay. Now this is going to be very uncomfortable for you, even more uncomfortable with what I just asked you. Did Harley kill Gannon?
God, no.
Okay. Any of the same question, did she have anything to do with an accident, the cover up? Was she involved in this at all with you?
No. I haven't been involved either.
So so something stood a blank somewhere that you have not filled a blank. So.
How did I not go to blame?
It's,
So you don't think for a second that someone came in the house today and you don't think that?
I don't doubt that. I don't know what to believe. I'm not doubting you. I'm just having to ask all these questions. So,
I did, dude. So I said, hey, let us all be together. Look at me in my eyes and ask me that question. Look in your heart and ask me that question.
but you gotta look at it from my perspective. Okay, first of all, and I got a couple things to say, so let me get through it. These stories, just like I said the whole time, they don't sound legit to me. They just don't add up. They're not true. Something is off from every story because there's different versions. So that's number one. Number two. Okay. All right, fair enough. But you gotta put yourself in my shoes. Okay. What the hell would you do if this was Harley? Okay. And you didn't have all the information. How would you put all these pieces together? So I mean, you gotta look from my glasses. How am I supposed to put all these pieces together when I don't even have the pieces? I'm just trying to fit the pieces, find the pieces, get them together.
You want me to answer that question?
Which one? What if it was Harley?
Yeah.
Yeah, answer that question.
So did you tell me this? When I got off this phone, I would have my husband and my children together in a home, and our husbands would be praying, and we would be on the phone with the detectives, and we would be saying, listen, I support my husband, and we need to find someone over here. Somebody has to do something. Ask them again. Do something where we put the fucking alert out everywhere, where we put a description out everywhere, where we close the fucking borders from Colorado to Alamo, up and down 95 to the least of fucking Mexico.
95? What?
That shit.
Why would you?
85, whatever.
85?
25.
Oh.
Take the least of Mexico.
Well, please be careful when you say those things because then they're going to start looking up and down 95 on the East Coast. Okay?
Sorry.
And that's not going to help us. I mean, since you know he's not over there, that's not going to help us if they get sent over there. Okay? So when you didn't answer my question, how am I supposed to put all these pieces together? You tell me let's go home and pray, and I've been praying just praying nonstop. Okay? But, we got to have action too. So here, listen, I got to go because now I'm freaking, everybody's going to start questioning me in the house. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you involved in I'm going to get all those questions now. So
What are you saying?
Uncle Jeff didn't freaking rock and all that all over the place. Okay, so
Why would you have to be anywhere near this?
I don't have to be, but you saw me have to listen.
Your daughter.
Teacher, listen, I had to do these statements and interviews and all this shit. It's just nonstop. Every day is something else. Okay, so if you think all this information is what they need, apparently the pastor people haven't done their job. They haven't forwarded it to the FBI. So I don't know if some Amber lady called me from the FBI. I'm gonna just email you her number and her name. If you want to pass this information to her, that's much higher than the freaking CBS or whatever you call it.
Yeah, because they call everyone I know.
Okay, well then that's what.
You can do it too.
Okay, but I don't have the document you have. So anyways, I'm just going to send you the contact, and if you want it,
Okay, we're gonna have to
okay?
end
But that's not how you
there. That's pretty much all of it. It just goes on for a little bit more because I am falling asleep, and we're going to be back here in what time is it now? It's almost 5 o'clock. So like 5 hours and 45 minutes. We're going to be right back at it again live. So I better go get some sleep because yesterday I was falling asleep and then I went to lay down and I couldn't sleep. So right now I am passing out. I'm literally passing out. So I'm going to end this here. Thanks for watching. Please be back in the morning. We'll watch it live together. Good night, everybody. God bless. Prayers for all that need them. And we'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Good night. Thanks for staying and thanks for going over this. See you tomorrow. We'll watch the rest of the other phone call. I've got to go and